Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Weekly Planet where we talk movies and comics and TV shows. My name is James, also known as Mr. Sunday, and with me, as always, is my co-host, Nick Mason.
I'm here. I'm excited to have a good time. We're going to talk about the movies.
Absolutely, we
and
are.
one movie in particular.
Which movie do you think?
Venom: The Last Dance.
Venom: The Last Dance, Mason. New movie. New good movie that we can talk about.
Yeah.
People might want to skip to that.
Or
they're
skip around it.
Or skip around it, that's fine too.
Sure.
Which they might be doing in real life also. Some people are Venomed out, Mason.
Some people just want to skip.
That's
and
true.
That's cool too, I think.
God.
I think you could skip right now, like...
Me, physically?
Yeah.
Sure, man, definitely.
You don't-
Like with a rope? Or
Is it
just
like riding a bike? You never forget how to skip?
I think I could do it.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you think I can't?
I think I wouldn't be able to. I'd
I
have
think
to
you
relearn how
could.
to skip.
You relearn how to skip.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I can take you out to a golf course. We could do it together.
Okay, that's
We'll
really good.
We'll have to carry clubs so people think that we're there for golf.
Right.
But we'll be skipping.
Yeah. And if
that's
anybody questions us, we kill them.
Because we've got the clubs.
Yeah, we've got the clubs, yeah. And a sand trap we could bury them in. Or a water hazard,
Yeah.
you know?
Exactly. Well, Mason, we are...
Or Donald Trump's wife's grave.
Mason, come on, mate.
Okay.
He's running for president.
That makes sense then, actually, yeah. Makes sense that's where he buried his wife, then, I guess.
So, in the lead-up, of course, we're talking the news of the week. We're talking some casting in Christopher Nolan's latest film.
Oh, yes.
Which includes one Timothy Holland.
Timothy Holland and Mathalie Damon.
That's right. And we might have a synopsis for that.
I think we do. I think we hit, because people were back and forth. They're like, is it
Yeah.
espionage? Is it something else? And this log
They
line-
said, is it Roy Schneider's Blue Thunder?
yeah, is this one came completely out of left field. We'll talk about it.
Yeah,
Like
we'll
this-
talk about it.
Yeah. Although some people were like, I heard the rumors. Did you? How? What?
Yeah, shut up.
You liar.
Yeah, you're a liar.
We'll bury you.
Yeah, we'll bury you
Bury you on a golf course.
next to Donald Trump's wife.
That's right. Well, now we can't cut it out.
But why not? Why can't we cut this out also?
That's true.
And it'd be a great honor too.
Yeah.
People would love that.
Mm-hmm.
Mason, we're also going to get into some Alien/Predator/Alien versus Predator news.
Oh, big news, big reveals this
That's
week.
right, yeah. We got a trailer for Love Hurts, which is the latest from...
And greatest.
And greatest from Ke Kwan, who's back.
He's back in a big way.
We're going to talk some MCU stuff also, including how Blade is delayed probably forever.
Although some people,
Or at
have
least
said,
the actor is probably gone.
Well, some people have said, the rumors have said he's like, no, was on a call and I love waiting 5 years.
Oh, he loves it.
Yeah, he was on a call with people.
And he loved the
loves
whole
it.
time?
Yeah, that's right. Yep. Yeah. Feels real, doesn't it?
Feels very real.
It's good to know that even celebrities can be on a call for a really long time.
They're just like us.
Yeah.
We got some Spider-Man 4 also details, including a release date and director.
Oh, yeah.
God, Rob Collins, who edits this, he sorted all that out. Also, it's of course, we're coming up on the spookiest week of the year, and I'm not just talking about tax time, Mason.
What are you talking about?
It's the Halloween season.
Thank you for the constant reminders, by the way. I haven't done my tax return.
You got to do your
I
tax
know,
time,
I got to do it this
Mason.
week. I got to do it in the next couple of days.
In addition to that, at bigsandwich.co this week, we covered 2 Resident Evil games. It's the same game.
Mm-hmm.
We did Resident Evil 4 and then Resident Evil 4 again, the remake.
But not the new remake.
Yes.
Or we did?
Yeah, we did the 2005 one.
Okay.
And then when they re-released it last year.
Okay,
and
so
we
didn't do
compared
the
and
original.
contrasted.
Okay, sure.
Yes.
We had a fun time.
We have a fun. It's
had
like
a fun
45 or 48 minutes long.
Yeah.
And if you want to see me get into some real strife in that village, Mason.
Well, yeah, you really make some progress in that 48 minutes. Let me tell you. Let me tell you.
You're not wrong. It was really fun to do. All right, let's start with this, Mason. This is via Good Morning America.
Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
And in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Very good.
And then Truman goes back for another season.
Does he?
Yeah.
Did we talk about this?
Yeah, we did
talk about this another
recently.
time?
You were like, what if Truman just went back in? They convinced him to go back in and do another
When
season.
did I say that? In what? We recorded for Master and Commander, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, Peter Weir. Anyway, Tom Holland. He's apparently Hello. He's here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's in Christopher
He's
Nolan.
waiting for, we haven't introduced
Okay.
him. He's waiting for his turn to speak.
No. He's in Christopher Nolan's next film, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
He's said to be incredibly excited.
Wee! I'm over the moon.
But he's also, for people who can't see Tom Holland, he also has a yo-yo, so he might be talking about that. Yeah.
I'm walking the dog.
All right, Tom.
But he's also got a dog with him, so maybe that's just, Yeah.
Yeah,
It's been indoors all day. He needs to get it some exercise.
exactly. He says he's obviously honoured.
I'm obviously honoured.
And he said he has no knowledge about what the project is about.
Stop asking me.
We weren't asking you, Thomas. He said he's still 100% yes without a shadow of a doubt. He said when the opportunity... Well, you can read this, Tom.
Why, thank you. I mean, I said it earlier.
Yeah, but just if you need a reminder.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We like to be accurate.
When the opportunity came in, it was a phone call of a lifetime, reminiscent of getting a call about Spider-Man 10 years ago.
Oh, yeah, you were Spider-Man, weren't you?
I was Spider-Man. And I was Cherry.
You were Cherry.
And I was, Romeo.
You were Nathan Drake.
I was Nathan Drake.
Nathan Drake.
Nathan Drake.
Okay, cool.
I was on those pirate ships I was swinging about.
Yeah, man, we know.
I know.
You know that we know that.
Yes.
Okay, sorry.
It's an amazing thing for me. I'm super proud and I'm really, really excited.
Are you?
Yeah. No word of a lot what I wouldn't lie to you, James.
I hope not. That would be really disappointing, actually. Thanks, Tom. He's going to be joining Matthew Damon.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Which
he doesn't have a funny voice. He
no,
has
he
a normal
doesn't.
Voice.
No, he's got you could do the South Park thing or whatever.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, no, that's
Remember
hack
that was a thing forever?
No, that's hack now. What we do is fresh. That's hack.
Okay, good. Via Production Weekly, though, there's apparently word on what this movie's about.
Well, there's a little production one sheet
something,
thing.
And there's some other bits
It's oddly
and pieces.
worded as well. Do you have
I
it
don't
there?
have that in particular.
Okay, I'll find it.
But apparently it's going to be about a pair of aerial helicopter cops.
That's exactly it. It just says a pair of aerial helicopter cops.
Just like chips, but with planes.
As opposed to ground-based helicopter cops.
Hell yeah, brother.
They're cops but in a helicopter, but it's on the back of a flatbed.
They've been
They haven't
grounded.
received authorization to fly it.
That's good. You should get that. A pair of aerial helicopter cops with an older mentor and a younger lead. So presumably, this is Matthew Damon and Thomas Holland.
But who's the older guy and who's the younger guy?
Not sure yet. I guess we'll have to wait till the movie comes out.
I love that, again, people have pointed this out. It's apparently because Christopher Nolan loves the 1983 Roy Scheider movie Blue Thunder.
Hell yeah, he does.
And potentially the 1984 TV series.
Stealth helicopter, look at women nude through the building. Remember that?
Now, Dana Carvey was either in Blue Thunder, the series, or Airwolf, the series.
Okay.
And I refused to look it up.
I can do that for you.
And the other series had Ernest Borgnine in it.
Okay.
So
These are all
bit of
good.
fun, isn't it?
Dana Carvey was in Blue Thunder season
Hell
1.
yeah!
God, you're very good.
But isn't that what an interesting? What is this going to be?
Dick Butkus was also in it.
Of course he was.
He looks a lot like Con the Fruiterer in this picture.
My goodness!
Damn.
My goodness!
It's all good stuff.
It is all good stuff.
Well,
But
it looks like we're revisiting Blue Thunder.
I mean, yeah, I guess. And
No, I mean us.
Okay, and again, I guess if you dig deep into this movie, I guess it's got themes that Christopher Nolan would be interested in. It's got
Espionage,
surveillance, and when does militarizing the police go too far, etc.
When does it?
But also, I would love it if it was just called like Helicops.
Yeah.
And it's just a real straight ahead, very sincere 1980s action movie, i.e., not very good. And there's no hidden layers whatsoever.
It's just cops.
It's just cops
Peeking in through windows.
Yeah.
So the original had Roy Schneider, John Badham, Malcolm McDowell, Daniel Stern. These are some great names. I'm loving this. Home Alone's own.
So they couldn't get Daniel Stern for the TV series, so they got Dana Carvey, I guess.
Makes sense, I guess. Okay, so there was a Reddit post from Doc Jamie J from a little bit back who said, yeah, this is going to be in the vein of 1983's Blue Thunder.
Okay.
He said...
Or Airwolf.
Yeah.
Has Nolan come out in like...
He hasn't said anything.
He hasn't said whether it's going to be more akin to Blue Thunder or Airwolf.
This man's mind is a mystery.
What if
Mason.
it's a powerful combination of both?
What would
Blue Wolf.
What would that look
Blue
like, though?
Wolf.
How do you think that would, present?
2 helicopters.
Well, I guess that would, yeah.
that's
That makes
right.
sense.
2 helicopters eating each other's tails.
Oh, that's
in
dangerous.
an Ouroboros of helicopters. That's what he's all about, isn't it?
I guess he would be, wouldn't he?
That's
Yeah.
right, yeah. Time helicopters.
Those Escher stairs, but helicopters.
Yeah, that's right.
What are they called? Escher stairs.
Yeah,
sorry.
Escher stairs.
Yeah.
Mhm.
This was the post.
Looking at my stairs.
This is the original post.
Okay.
This sounds so made up. My sister's father-in-law works at Floyd Bennett Field in Brooklyn. Okay. I mean, this is true.
Yeah,
So I guess this is right.
Yeah.
And there's been excitement among the personnel in the NYPD aviation unit. The Christopher Nolan and key people from his production team will be arriving in November to spend a month with them ahead of production of his next movie with Matt Damon and the lead, Helicops. The word is that the movie will be New York-based futuristic action movie about a helicopter pilot who heads up the aviation unit in the US and the creation of a super advanced yet dangerous helicopter. which is itself being pursued by terrorists.
Nice.
Fuck yes.
Well,
Here we go.
they're pursuing it through the factory. Like the factory workers, it's coming along the
Yeah,
assembly
yeah.
line. They're putting the rotors on. They're
Yeah.
putting the
We gotta put the
skids
rotors on.
The skids are coming along. The terrorists are walking behind it with a
Gotta
bomb.
put this. Should we put wheels on this? No, skids. Come on.
time.
No time for wheels.
God.
We're going to the air, man. Anyone going into Blades? Anyone going into Blades?
For a Nolan movie?
Yeah.
Doesn't feel like
How about
that
this?
would happen.
How do you feel about real stuff happening though?
I do feel
It's filming because he's always filming a real stuff.
I'm in favour of real stuff.
Remember when he made the bat? What was that thing? The flying ship, the termite, whatever the one was in Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, the bat.
Is it just called the
It
bat?
was just called the bat.
Great stuff.
It is, isn't it?
Like
and it looked like a bat, which was the best part.
Yeah, it looked a
about
lot like a bat.
and not a brick. Looked like a paving stone you'd put on you were tiling your roof.
Yeah.
but really big.
Yeah.
and you wanted a grey roof.
Yeah, I want a grey roof.
Yeah, all right.
You want a grey roof?
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
So he didn't build obviously
It
a
looked
flying
like,
one.
Remember when you'd get those old, really like those really cheap film cameras? It had that like film canister thing you plugged in. It had two round bits and a flat bit, and you'd sort of clipped it
I
in.
really don't.
Okay, well, it looked like that.
Look like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Which
good.
makes perfect sense for Nolan because he would base it on
Does that have a name?
clicky, filmy, canny, double can.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
But you remember the bat, like he held it up on it. It was on a thing and whatever, and he'd fly through the streets.
Sure,
Even though it
okay.
didn't really fly, because how could it? It was a
Yeah,
brick.
It was a brick.
Yeah, great stuff. Excited for this?
Yes.
Time bending?
I don't think so. How's a helicopter going to bend time?
People thought...
Unless it's a time copter.
Yeah, but like the World War II one,
Dunkirk.
had time bending, and that didn't have any time machines in it, as far as I
So
know.
true.
That I saw. But it did have Kenneth Branagh, and he was like, come along, boys.
It's true.
And so
yeah,
on.
yeah.
I should watch that again.
And Tom Hardy was like, I'm in a different part of this war.
Yeah.
But I will come along, boys. Here we go. Brrr, you know?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
This one's via THR. Alien Romulus 2 is in the works. Apparently, Fede, which won't be called that, I assume.
Remus? Will they call it Remus?
Probably.
Will they call it Remus?
Fede Alvarez will, of course, Prob's return as director.
Probs, of course.
And it's expected Kaylee Spaney and David Johnson will also return.
All right.
Which
Good.
did the woman who's also Hawkgirl and whatever...
Isabella Merced.
Did she live in that? Because I feel like she could have.
I mean, a big alien exploded out of her.
Yeah, man.
Like a really big one.
But then she was alive after for a little bit.
Yeah.
Then
I
there
think-
was some...
Did it not eat her?
Yeah.
I suspect it ate
There was
her.
some interaction.
Yeah, some interaction like, we don't remember the details, but given that it was an alien movie,
Yeah.
it probably wasn't a kiss on the forehead and
I
like, see you
doubt it.
later.
See you later. Thanks, Mum.
I think she probably exploded.
I would like if they bring David across.
Yeah.
What's he doing?
Combine them.
Combine them. Yeah, mesh
the
them
alien
together.
universes.
Wouldn't
Yeah,
that be
yeah.
cool?
Yes.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Yes.
I mean, this one was a series of callbacks
To the earlier ones.
to the earlier ones.
So the next one
Yeah.
will be a series of callback to the later ones.
And I think it mostly worked, except for one big thing in particular.
It was
and maybe some
throughout
others.
most of the movie,
Yeah,
sure, yeah.
other than that, I enjoyed it quite a lot. But also, I would like something completely fresh. I would take that also.
Well, good luck.
But what if David came back
Sure.
and he was like, hello, what have I been up to? Crook shit. I reckon.
Absolutely, yeah.
Poking around. What are you making?
Playing classical music. Yuck. Crook.
Riding a bike, shooting a basketball.
Right?
You do too much.
Yeah.
Drop one of your hobbies, dipshit. So that's good.
It is
and
good.
not surprising at all. But 20th Century Studios president Steve Absol, he said, listen, after Prey,
Sure.
because,
He stopped doing an Absol
Yes, he did.
down a mountain.
He said, whoa, hang on, let me just put my carabiner in, he said, into this rock face. After Prey became a success, which is, of course, the last Predator
The rock
movie.
climbers out there, they are going to
They're
be scoffing.
loving that.
Scoffing
No,
about
they're
they're
loving that.
scoffing at you as if you'd put a carabiner in a rock face, they'd be saying.
No, there would already be a clip in there, and then you clip onto that.
Oh,
That's
somebody's
what I'm
just
saying.
put a clip in the rock face.
So often in popular climbing spots, yes, Mason,
Wow.
there's paths that are clearly marked.
And you trust those?
Do I trust them? I trust them with my life, Mason. Prey was a Predator movie.
Correct,
It
yes.
did well on streaming. Dan Trachtenberg directed it. He said after Dan came back and he said he didn't want to do Prey 2. And we were like, well, you have to. And he said, all right. No, they said, what do you want to do? And he rattled off a bunch of ideas and they were really crazy but really cool. We've actually done two.
I'd like to hear them to see how crazy they really were. Crazy and cool.
Crazy and cool, yeah.
Yeah, wow.
What would you rather, crazy or cool? I think crazy.
Cool. I
Oh,
think cool. Yeah,
well, let's get one crazy, one cool. Then we're both happy.
Okay. Yeah.
So we've actually done two of them. Two are coming out next year. One I can't talk about, but the other is the live-action Predator film with Elle Fanning that just wrapped in New Zealand. that'll be out theatrically sometimes next year. So I wonder if one is streaming and one is
one is theatrical.
I don't know.
Think about it. I've had to think about it.
Yeah.
A guy, he's wearing sunglasses.
Sunglasses.
They're on the back of his head. That's crazy and that's cool.
But why is he doing that?
You got
He's crazy.
You got to ask
Yeah,
him.
I got it.
Yeah.
I caught up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And on the topic
But
of...
he's wearing a t-shirt that says, I'm with stupid, but the arrow points up.
Yeah, okay.
To himself.
Yeah. Shouldn't it point down?
You could do both. 2 arrows, up and down.
Cool.
That's a t-shirt.
That's cool.
I'm with stupid, up and down, the Weekly Planet at the bottom.
How much money we get from that?
Nothing. We would not get anything.
But you had the idea.
It's my gift
and I support you.
No, thank you. It's my gift to the world.
So that's enough.
It's my gift to the world.
I don't know.
I wanted to, we've done this podcast for 10 years and I just wanted to reach a point where I could make a contribution. And the contribution is a t-shirt that says, I'm with stupid, and one points to the guy's head and one points to their dick, obviously, and then it's
Don't you think we should just get $15 each? Don't you think that's good?
I guess. Just once?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I guess. That would be cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Collings, can you make sure we get $15 each?
I would like 3 5s.
I will take $15 in notes. Mason.
What, a $15 note?
Mason.
Yes.
He also said, when asked about Alien versus Predator, he said that movie is likely to happen in the future, but it won't be in the way you think.
He doesn't know how I think, though, does he?
Well,
I bet I've nailed it. I bet what the first idea that comes to me will be.
Okay, I'll say this and then you say your idea.
Okay, great.
That's the thing. Not in the way that it will be called Alien versus Predator or anything like the original movies. If we do this, they'll be organically created out of those two franchises that we've continued with characters that we fall in love with, and those characters will combine, perhaps. But we haven't gotten to that point yet, and we're not just going to bang it out.
Okay.
What do you think about that? Here we go. What's your idea?
One works in the big city.
Yep.
And they've got a tough job, and it's it's all rush, kind of thing.
The Predator. He's working.
Yeah, the Predator. Exactly, it is the Predator, and he's all rush. But then he meets an alien who's come from the country. They meet in the city, and it's
what's
wrong.
he like?
I mean, he's more laid back, isn't he?
What's he come to the
he
city
doesn't understand. Well, alien stuff.
Alien stuff.
Yeah.
Probably black goo related.
Oh, well, certainly black goo.
Probably
related.
carrying a artisanal jar of black goo.
Yeah.
With like a marmalade cloth top.
Exactly, and they meet in the city, and the alien drops his jar
Black
of goo.
Yeah.
And the Predator drops all his Predator killing, like his
clang,
with the plasma cannon and the spear and whatever.
Yeah.
And they have a meet cute.
And they go, you.
Yeah, exactly. They don't get along, Alien versus Predator. But then they do get along.
But then they kiss.
Yeah.
All their mouths kiss. In a way that we like.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right.
Yeah, no, he just said that's true.
So I know, see?
So I guess he can hear you?
Yeah.
That's good. I mean, it sounds like they're just going to take the characters that they have and mesh them together.
It does kind of sound like that, doesn't it? It really does. I mean, most likely they'll get the character from, if I had to guess, I'd say like they get the character from Prey, and then she's in a sequel, and she gets picked up by the aliens, and then they go out in deep space, and then relativistic time travel, whatever, she comes back, and it's the future.
Yeah.
And then it's Alien versus Predator.
But she's got a cool crossbow because it's the future. It's got a laser sight.
Exactly.
I mean, you can cryo freeze people in this universe.
They can also
do
that, can't they? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. This is all good stuff. I just thought.
Or maybe he's thought of something else. Maybe Dan Trachtenberg's made it
this
several.
was Steve Absol.
Maybe Steve Absol is up there, not a care in the world, doing his abselling, and then he's just like, "Oh, I've come up with an idea you've never thought of before." Fine, Steve.
Yes, Steve.
Steve.
You like him?
I don't really know him, but I guess.
All right.
I don't want to reserve judgment.
Well, that's good.
But I do want to do that.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, just more of this stuff. I'll take more.
And did we say somewhere in that, incredible...
Detritus.
Yeah, all that rubbish that we just said.
Yeah.
One of these might be animated as well?
Oh, I didn't hear anything about that.
I heard it may be animated. That's how you can.
Is that the Predator movie? Because they're bringing out two? Is one
because they're bringing out two and one. Yeah. The idea that Dan Trachtenberg has directed one in secret, it kind of makes sense that you could do that completely behind closed doors, no sets, no actors getting surprise leaks or people in costume or whatever. If people are just coming into a sound booth and going, "Whoa, look out.
There's a Predator."
Exactly.
Look out. Look at the Predator. Look out. Duck.
Yeah.
There's a Predator.
Could be a Predator, yeah.
That's all good, Mason. Anyway, yeah, more, but not less. Mason, trailers ahoy. Just won this week on the good ship HMS trailer.
It's a British ship.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Did you not know that?
It's kind of soured everything, hasn't it?
Look at all the men. Look at all the ugly blokes on that ship.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty funny. That's pretty funny.
But I'm just surprised you didn't notice.
Yeah. I don't see faces.
Yeah.
Maybe you see faces, but I don't.
You don't?
No.
Love hurts.
Yes.
This is from director Jonathan Eusebio. He's been an action choreographer, a stuntman, an assistant director, and an actor. This is his directorial debut.
Oh.
And what better place to do this than with one Ke Kwan, who's, of course, back in the action movies after Everything All at Once from a couple of years back.
Yeah.
Been getting a bunch of roles. Not Indiana Jones 5.
No.
Because they weren't quick enough on that. They didn't think about it.
They didn't.
They didn't think about it, but it would have been cool.
Would have been cool and nice and fun, and we all would have had a nice time.
Yeah.
I mean, Boyd Holbrook was good.
You wanted him to be the Nazi.
Maybe. We haven't seen him in a few years. Fun twist, wouldn't it be?
That is a fun twist, yeah.
Yeah. The Nazis haven't figured out who they do and do not want in the ranks of the Nazis at this point.
Do you think they've
quite early on?
They've talked to him about a short round spin-off something, haven't
Absolutely.
They would have had to have.
Sure.
He should do it for money.
I think he should do it for money as well.
He's got his own hat as well. He's got his own special hat. Anyway, this one, Love Hurts. What are you seeing from it?
Good fun action.
Yeah.
It's good.
It's a guy. It's a Mr. Nobody situation.
Yes, it is, yeah.
He's in the hiding, and he's the best in the world at being
a cool, fun boss.
or something.
Sure, yeah, I think he's a realtor, yeah.
But then he's passed, aka his brother,
Oh, yes, that's right.
comes back to beat him up and shoot him and stuff.
That's right.
Yeah.
But you can't push Ke Kwan too far.
No.
Because he'll get you.
He'll use the environment and himself to beat you up a little
exactly
bit.
right, yeah.
But he doesn't want to kill, but he does.
Sure.
Because he'll probably have to.
Yeah.
This looks really fun.
It does look fun.
Yeah.
This is getting a theatrical release?
I believe so on February 7th of 2025, just in time for Valentine's Day.
You know what's getting a theatrical release?
What's that?
The movie Red One. Does that shock you?
Yeah, isn't that fucked up?
It's crazy.
Didn't that ruin your day?
It's the most Netflix movie. It's the most Netflix coded movie I've ever seen. The trailer for, and it's getting a theatrical release. Are you kidding me?
November 7th in Australia, Mason. It is from the director of Jumanjo, the new ones.
Yeah, okay, I guess.
Yeah.
Here's another thing. Did you see this? You know how Clint Eastwood has a new movie coming out that he's directing, Juror Number 2.
That they're not promoting or whatever.
They're putting it in 50 theaters.
What?
They're putting it in 50 theaters in the US.
That's
50, yeah.
Okay.
Which is great. I looked it up. Clint Eastwood's movies have made like $2 billion collectively.
But he has directed 100,000 movies.
He has directed, and he's going to direct the hundreds and thousands movie. Did you know that?
No.
The invention of the sprinkle candy treats that you put on bread in Australia and call it fairy bread. He's directing that after the success of Unfrosted.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, I want to take a crack at this.
He's directed 39 films.
That's not.
And how many did you say?
2.2 billion or something.
Do some math.
Okay.
2 billion.
Okay.
How many zeros in a billion, Mason?
A billion. Just ask Google to do it.
Google. I don't have this set up.
Okay. How many movies did you say? 39.
Mason, I can't fucking do
I'll
this,
do it.
all right? I've been doing big camping.
You've
know
been
that.
camping, I know
I'm just
that.
back.
How many movies did you say? 39.
Yeah.
Hey, Google.
Hello.
Google, what's 2.2 billion divided by 39?
I've also been camping. I can't help you, man.
It's 56.4 million per
That's
movie.
good, maybe.
I mean, it's got, but I mean, like
That seems good.
I mean, he directed a lot of those movies. Like he directed a bunch of movies in the 70s when
He
nothing
directed
made any.
Unforgiven,
He directed Unforgiven. He's won.
which I watched recently on a plane.
Yeah, he's won 4 Oscars.
Yeah, man.
And yeah,
That all for 39.
That's what I was going to say.
Come on, mate.
Thank you, Google.
Shut up.
You got to. Whoa. Wow. Well, that might even be correct. Maybe because it said, "Do you want to use Gemini AI?" And I'm like, I guess.
Talking about.
So maybe that's not even accurate. I don't know.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Anyway, but what I'm saying is, it's weird that they're just like, nah, who cares?
I could do 56 million times 39. Would that help you out?
Yes.
All right, here we go. Let's do some maths. How many 56 millions in 39?
2.2 billion.
No, this isn't right. This just isn't right, Mason.
None of this is right.
Yeah. Actually, it might be.
There you go. Yeah.
There
sure.
you go. All right, there we go. Wow, Mason, that's cool. Are you going to see Clint Eastwood's new movie?
Yeah.
I'm a juror. Or my dad's a juror or something. I don't know. Nicholas Holt's a juror.
Nicholas Holt's a
He
juror.
did. That's right. He killed a man.
When you
Now
read
he's a
the premise
juror.
on paper, it seems insane.
Yeah.
Because it's a juror on a murder trial realizes that he might be the murderer. It's like, what? Excuse me?
Yeah, how'd he do that?
How'd he do that? But the premise is that he was driving in a late at night one time, and he may have hit someone in a car,
Yeah.
and then the death of that person has been pinned on someone else, and he's like, well, what do I do?
Just say that other guy did it.
Yeah, just say the guy on trial did it.
Then you can go,
Off I go into my car.
or you can run.
You can just
run to
immediately
your
run.
car.
Yeah, that's so true, isn't it?
Get out
so
of
they
there.
can't get you.
They can't get you there, man.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Love Hurts, as mentioned, Feb 7th. Looks good. I'll be seeing that one.
Me too.
Be one of the first movies we talk about next year, which is very exciting. Mason.
I mean, we might still be talking about Red One,
course.
obviously.
That's out November 7th. You ready for that?
No.
That's like not this week coming, but the next week.
I want to get ahead of this. To be clear, I would never see that if I didn't have to for this podcast. Never ever.
You've never said that before.
Well, I would
Not like I've asked you, but like
Yeah.
you've never voluntarily said that
No, I would never.
2 weeks before a movie comes out.
What about any of that suggests that it's worth watching?
You don't like Chris Evans pretending to be Ryan Reynolds next to The Rock and a snowman?
No.
Because I don't know what to tell you, man.
That's what it is. That's it.
And it cost $250 million
Yeah.
somehow.
Yeah. Chris Evans is like, do I have to come in for my costume fitting? No, just wear whatever you're wearing anyway.
And we'll put a jacket
Hoodie
on
and a
you.
jacket, it's fine. Yeah, whatever.
great. Yeah, we love that for you. Blade's been delayed, Mason, and by delayed I mean it's been pulled from its November 2025 release date.
Damn.
Which makes sense because they haven't started any of it yet.
That's true. They're not even happy with the script.
Nope. At the moment, it's been through 2 directors and at least 6 writers that we know of since the studio first announced it half a decade ago,
Oh, yeah.
which is also 5 years. Now, no replacement date has been announced in terms of what is next.
Okay. all
Okay.
right.
Now, there is some speculation.
I love
Some have said
speculation.
this is or maybe some insider word
Mm-hmm.
that they're actually waiting till Avengers, all that guff they're going to do.
Sure.
Dimensional shit. And then they'll do Blade.
Clean the
and-
slate of the
yeah.
multiverse stuff. Say we defeated Doctor Doom and there's no longer any multiverse except if we need it later, in which case there will be a multiverse.
Yep.
In case we need to bring back anybody who's died.
Exactly.
We'll just say they're a refugee from the multiverse.
Do you think that means they're going to put Wesley Snipes' Blade in those 2 Avengers movies and then reboot them?
Probably.
Or at least one of them.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But I would say,
Mm-hmm.
I know you maybe don't think so, I think Mahershala Ali is gone. I do not think.
Okay.
If he's not, I just don't think he's going to be Blade.
Well,
What's this, at least 5 years out from now?
Well, according to the very accurate Twitter.com,
Shut up.
according to some people, Mahershala Ali met with Marvel Studios recently, reportedly told someone on the phone he's very happy and excited with the current direction of Blade and has no problem with the delay.
Yeah, because he's not in it.
Yeah, that's
Delay it
true.
all you want.
It's someone else's problem now, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't believe it. I just don't. I just don't think this is happening.
Yeah, I don't believe it either.
Yeah. But, like...
This is just whoever's come up with this rumor is just this is like that Hail Mary play of like,
Yeah.
well, if it turns out to be right, I'll be the one who's like, I called it.
I did it. I said it.
You know.
And look, maybe it will. Maybe they'll talk him round. They'll find the perfect idea and they'll make it happen.
Yeah.
But I just...
over the next weekend.
Yeah, over the next weekend. But this is lunacy. And this is also announced in a time when they were really unsure of what even direction they were going to go in. Mm-hmm. Like they were sort of setting up the multiverse saga, but there was no Doctor Doom
That's true.
and a bunch of other shit which they've ended up doing and then not doing.
Oh, this rumor comes from the Hot Mic podcast with Jeff Snyder
Oh.
and John Rothchar.
Well, he gets a lot of stuff right.
There you go.
But this is wrong.
Wow. Wow.
No, I don't know,
You're going
man.
to try and start another feud? Is that what's happening today?
Mason, I'm too tired for feuds.
Wow.
But I'll happily start a feud. I'm actually at my best when I'm tired.
That's true.
I'm angry.
You say things you
Surly.
regret. Mm-hmm.
I say things I regret. And or really realistically what I mean.
Yeah, absolutely. What's true in your heart?
Yeah,
Because there's
yeah.
no filter there.
The layer of civility which I've put up, that paper thin curtain.
Oh my god, that microscopic membrane.
You've seen it, haven't you,
That's
Mason?
exactly right. Yeah, I've seen it.
You've seen before and after this show when it just disappears like smoke, like it was never there.
That's right.
Yeah. Anyway, Blade, good on it.
Good on it.
Doesn't have a director or a writer or whatever.
Yeah. It might have a star though.
It might, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe they will do Midnight Suns first. Maybe they do that and then they go from there.
Maybe at the end of Midnight Suns, they look in another box and there's another sword, and Blade's like, that's mine as well. You know?
I did want 2 swords.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Yeah, I'm changing my name to Blades.
Yeah.
With a Z.
Also, if I drop one,
Yeah.
I've got a sword.
That's right.
Yeah. Blades with a Z.
I'm teaming up with Shades
Shades.
from Luke Cage. We're
That's
going to be
cool.
we're going to be Blades and Shades.
Wow.
Yeah.
What else is he in the moment?
He's in
the Penguin.
He's in the Penguin. That's right.
Cool. That's a good show.
It is a good show. Are you being sarcastic?
No, it's cool. I like it.
It is cool.
It's really
It's
good.
not cool.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Don't you think it's cool?
it's pretty cool.
You think you're better than me?
Ugh.
That's my The Penguin.
Nice. Yeah.
Here's
Here's mine.
That's good too.
That's
That's good too.
I agree.
Last bit of news, Mason. Spider-Man 4, which is the first Spider-Man 4 we're going to be getting, which is very exciting. We've
Isn't it, though?
never got this far.
That's right. We've never gotten this far before. Complete artistic burnout from the actors, directors, producers, the crew.
Yeah.
You know,
Despite Spider-Man appearing in,
1,000 movies.
I want to say at least 11 live-action movies.
Sure.
First Raimi trilogy, the 2 Garfield ones, the 3 Tom Holland ones, Civil War, Infinity War, and Endgame.
Sure.
There's probably something else that I've missed in there.
That's right.
Yeah. So anyway, it's got a release date now of July 24, 2026, which was 2 months after Avengers Doomsday.
Just knock it out.
I wonder how that ties in then, because Doomsday will set up Battle Planet or whatever.
Okay.
So does that mean it will have to be set before that, or will it be crazy in the ramifications of that, and he's stuck on a weird planet and he gets a black suit, etc.?
maybe.
You know that street level saga that you
Or
wanted.
maybe he's just not. Maybe he's not in.
You'd have to be in Doomsday though,
Yeah,
right? Because Downey's in it.
Yeah, but maybe they're like. I mean, if it's 2 months after one of those, it seems like they're aiming for when they did. Avengers
Infinity War,
and then the Captain Marvel got the tail end of that and also made $1 billion.
Yeah.
Maybe they're going, maybe this will be like, we're doing Doomsday, and that they carry that with Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
And then they're like, but where's Spider-Man? And then he's in the new Spider-Man, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, he was off doing this. So everybody, it's the kind of the domino effect.
Oh, I
there.
like this idea.
Yeah, maybe.
It's very clever.
Yeah.
And then Sony would have thought of that.
But yeah.
Don't you think?
Yes.
Don't you think they would have thought of something continuity-wise and then followed that through and it made sense?
I forgot about Sony.
I mean, they don't run these. They make the
yeah.
Venom movies.
That's so
and
true,
the
isn't
SPUMM
it?
movies. The other SPUMM movies.
Yeah.
Craven, etc.
Craven, yeah.
Go on.
Well, I don't know, maybe.
Madam
Like,
Web.
I mean, but do they risk not putting all their big guns in Doomsday?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think they could risk that for the next one.
Yeah, I think so too.
You put enough in there and, and then you build to whatever.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be Battle World, etc.
Exactly.
Ugh.
Ugh. Blah.
The director of this is going to be...
It's the same. You think it's the same as when you try to swallow a tablet and it doesn't quite go down. And you're like, it's in your mouth. You're like, oh, bitter. Oh, yeah. My water.
Destin Daniel Cretton's going to direct this, who directed Shang-Chi, and he was going to direct at least one of these Avengers movies initially.
Right.
And then also Shang-Chi 2, which isn't happening the way that we thought it was. Or something. I can't remember.
It's webisodes now.
It's webisodes now.
Minisodes on your phone.
Yeah.
You scan a QR code on selected packs of Pringles.
Yes.
And you get an episode of Shang-Chi.
I would like that.
Shang-Chi sequel.
No, I know, Mason, we're all like, boo everything.
Oh, yeah, not.
No, we love everything.
We love things.
I think I like the idea of Tom Holland coming back. I
Me
like
too.
this director. I am interested to see what they do with these Avengers movies.
Me too.
I think they're probably not going to hit the heights of the previous one. I don't think they're going to get the numbers box office wise potentially.
Yeah.
But I think they'll still do reasonably well.
Yes.
By that I mean over $1 billion each probably.
Yeah,
Unless it's a Joker style.
Yeah.
Joker 2
I
style
think what
bomb.
we're really going to need in Doomsday at the very latest is sort of a rebuilding of the camaraderie of the current Avengers team. Like
Whoever that is.
Yeah, like remember, because original Avengers did such a good job of like, okay, well, we've got some players.
Thor's
in
mates
place.
with this guy.
Exactly. We've got a couple of players in place and some new guys. We've got to bring them all in together. They have to have conflict, and then they have to work it out, and then they have to save the day. We need that.
Yeah.
Like, I think if all these shows and movies we've had recently have shown anything, it's that we need all the existing A-list heroes to, like, show that they
Be
have
in the same room.
Be in the same room at once. We don't have to film them in the same room at once.
No, it's irrelevant.
That's crazy talk to suggest that all these people would be in the same room at the same time when we film these. But you just want them all in the same room.
Yeah.
And it like, even if like, because I feel like the current phase of Marvel's had been doing a bad job of
Who are the Avengers?
who are the Avengers and what are they up to now?
Yeah.
And I think, Doomsday really needs to lean into this is the team now.
Yeah.
And here's how they all work together, and we're all set for a big finale in Secret War.
And maybe, though it could be too late, some stuff leading up to that.
Nah, it is too late. It's too late, though, yeah.
I mean, if you look at between original Avengers and like 2012 and Endgame, like enough time had passed where they went back to the original Avengers movie.
Yeah.
And there were people, and obviously it's the same characters and whatever, so you've got that nostalgia.
Yeah.
Like they built it up that much. But they're not going to go, what happened 7 years ago?
Yeah, right.
Let's go back to 2018.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they
Let's
could.
all listen.
Maybe they could visit Infinity War.
Maybe, yeah. They'll go back. All the characters will go back in time and listen in on that Zoom call where Shang-Chi and Captain Marvel and the Hulk are like, these rings are really important. We've got an energy. Let's track down the energy, but everybody's listening.
Yeah,
like whoa,
that would be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be funny if they should go back in time to Endgame and go on another an adventure in between Endgame.
Oh my god,
I think that would be funny.
I agree, it would be funny. It is the Russo brothers back, and Marcus and McFeely who wrote that as well. The last two Avengers movies. So
they'll have the pre-existing script then.
Exactly.
So they just have to
fill it in,
find gaps,
the gaps in the paragraphs, and put a story in there. It's easy.
Yeah. And then Future Hulk was there.
Yeah, and he had a beard and he was bald or whatever. And so on.
Exactly, yeah.
I don't know. They're clearly trying to recapture that magic. Can they do it? Some of it, probably.
Some of it, probably.
Avatar waited, what was it, 13 years, and then they released the biggest movie of all time again.
That's true,
So who the fuck knows what's going on? Yeah. Not me. Not me, Mason. Off the back of Venom 2018 and Venom, the big red Venom from 2021.
Oh, gooey already a Venom.
Oh, yeah. And the first one was also gooey and a different color.
That's right.
Yeah. He's not fighting a Venom in this one, though, is he?
No.
For the most part.
Yeah, I guess.
Who
is he fighting? It's tough to say.
Spiders or something. We got Venom 3, The Last Dance.
That's right.
Oh, I forgot to put the budget in. Give me 1 second.
I'm going to say $70 million.
I'm going to agree with you.
Now, this one is directed, first-time director...
Kelly Marcel.
Who wrote the previous two movies.
Yes, and some other stuff. Budget $120 million.
Damn, we were way off.
Yeah.
Looks bad.
You must have paid that horse a lot of money.
That's right. A lot of oats.
She
probably went to Oats Studio.
That's good. Well, this makes sense. She was a script editor on Bronson, which is one of the early Tom Hardy breakout roles.
Oh, right, okay.
She also wrote 50 Shades of Grey.
Sure.
Oh, also she got uncredited script work, thanks in credit on Mad Max Fury Road, so that's good.
Okay.
And like you said, the writer of the 3 Venom movies, plus the story of Cruella.
I see.
How that woman hated dogs or whatever.
Sure. Yeah, but she was justified in hating dogs.
Yeah, I think so. One pushed her mum off a cliff or something.
Yeah, that's right.
I saw that movie.
Yeah, and laughed about it.
It was pretty good for what it was.
Sure.
Caveat. Mason, so yeah, budget $120 million. The box office of this, it's not looking great. Variety are calling this series a downtrend.
Okay.
Or recognizing a downtrend, I should say. So
they must have gone pretty granular because it's kind of difficult, like that level of, you know what I mean? Because
I'll give you some numbers.
Okay.
Want some numbers?
Yeah.
So the original had a 22 million US opening on its day one.
Okay.
Sorry, 32 million for the original one.
Okay.
37 million for the second.
Okay.
And this one has 22 million opening. That's just one day in the US.
All right.
The original made 856 million at the box office in 2018, which makes sense because that's Avengers, etc. era. The sequel only made 506 million, still hugely profitable, but that's quite a drop off.
Yeah. And so they decided this time, spend more, get less.
Get less.
That's our plan.
Exactly. So this is going to have a 65 million US opening, maybe a bit less.
Okay.
This is definitely a dying series. Flagging, one would even say, Mason.
Maybe.
Anyways.
The goo is drying out.
It certainly is. Anne Wenning is gone. Patrick Mulligan is reported dead. Rex Strickland is on the hunt.
What are you doing? Are you telling me?
What do you think the story was?
I was going to say, are you telling me what the story is?
Just setting the scene and the pace.
All right. Here we go. So
you don't like it when I do the story?
Don't take my bit. Don't take my bit where I pretend. I'm surprised that you've asked me what the story is. I was only surprised the first 100 times. Now I'm not surprised at all. All right. So Eddie Brock and Venom, they're back from their little trip to the MCU where they did nothing.
That's right.
Well, they left some stuff and they said some stuff.
Looked at the TV.
They went. oh boy, we got some stuff to do in this universe. But now they're back.
Yep.
And they've learned that they've learned they're wanted for a murder they didn't commit.
Yep.
And probably a lot of crimes they actually did commit.
Yeah.
So they can't. And
They've been eating dudes.
Yeah. They've been in Mexico, but they can't go back to San Francisco where Eddie Brock is from because the heat's too much. So they're like, let's go to a place where there are no cops, New York City.
No, so they're going to bribe a judge or whatever. So you think you're going to get Venom in New York?
Well, yeah. So this is going to. So this. But that's
Spider-Man, etc.
Well, yeah. So I mean, that's if you recall in the post credits of whichever one that was.
Yeah.
Venom's like, ooh, that's Spider-Man on the TV. We should go to New York.
Yeah.
To meet Spider-Man, and they're hoping we forget the reason that he was going to New York. Because now he's back in his own universe.
Spider-Man.
To meet Spider-Man. Anyway, that's the number one thing is they've got to go on a little road trip across America to get to New York City, baby. But also, a scientist with a tragic backstory is working on researching venoms in a secret lab under Area 50.
What's her backstory, would you
say? Her backstory, what I would say is that her backstory is that when she was young, her little brother wanted to be a NASA scientist, but then one day they both got struck by lightning on a beach, and he died. So she's decided to honor him. She'll become a scientist, and then she's ended up researching venoms in a secret lab under Area 51, which is closing down. Yep. So they've got to deal with that. But also,
they're dropping acid on things.
They are. There's an acid dropping machine.
Don't worry about that, though.
It's an OH&S nightmare, if you ask me. Just an open-air acid dropping machine. It's not important. But also, third thing is that out in deep space, Null, who was the god of the symbiotes, who created the symbiotes, but they locked him up. They rebelled against him and locked him up because he was too evil. They've locked him up in a prison dimension space thing or whatever in space. And he's sending out monsters because he's got to track down something that can maybe release him
somehow
and do a big evil.
He's got some of his portal powers back.
He does.
So he can send his monsters to different planets because he's looking for the codex, which is a key to help him escape.
Yeah. Now you might be wondering, will all of these three things, coalesce and join together into a satisfying ending to this movie and the conclusion of the Venom saga? No, but do we have a lot of fun along the way? Also, no. We don't.
Mason.
Yes?
These movies are bad.
I agree. I've been saying that. What I've been saying is I didn't like the last one, Venom, Let There Be Gooey Red Carnage. But if you ask me why, I couldn't tell you because I've forgotten. And I remember liking the first one. But if you were to be like, here's a quick recap
Lobster
of it,
Tank.
I might be like, this is bad.
The Lobster Tank bit.
Yeah, and
I liked the performance.
And it's the rom-com buddy cop element to it.
Yeah.
It's good work from Tom Hardy as Eddie Brock and Tom Hardy as Venom playing across himself and each other to have a funny...
I can't understand Venom a lot of the time.
Right,
Is that just a me problem?
No, I don't think it is. Again,
Not like exclusively, but I feel like I'm missing jokes. Or they're not jokes.
I think it's a combination of sometimes it's happening when there's a lot of big action happening on screen. Like he's hanging off the side of a plane or there's explosions or what have you, combined with the fact that a lot of the time sound systems in cinemas are not very good.
Okay.
And they've been in there for 20 years and they're malfunctioning and it's a bit muddy in there.
Yeah.
And everybody's on TikTok on their phones on full volume.
Tom Hardy does love a weird little voice though, doesn't he?
He does, doesn't he? Yes.
We can't understand him.
Yeah.
Now, me and you were speaking to my son before this. And he said, we asked about the Venom movie. He's like, what's the new Venom movie like? And I can't remember what we said. Probably it's bad. And then
I said, well.
Yeah.
And he said... Did you like the other ones? And I said no. and he said,
what? I can't remember we got to this, but we told him that there's no Spider-Man in these.
Yes.
And he went, what? And then he said,
because an 9-year-old,
yeah, 9-year-old,
his knowledge of the Marvel
he
universe,
hasn't seen any Venom stuff.
No, but he is aware from probably Lego Spider-Man or Lego Marvel or whatever. That Venom and Spider-Man are very extremely linked.
And you said, well, the thing is, in the comics, Venom, he has the rivalry with Spider-Man, but he eventually goes out on his own and he decides to become an anti-hero and the lethal protector. And then he said...
I did say that. I did say all those trademark terms.
That's right. And then he said, how does he become Venom then? And I said, I don't remember.
Yeah.
Which is true. I guess he found a symbiote came to Earth. That's all
Yeah, he goes into a lab.
Yeah.
He goes into that lab.
Does it? Or does it? I'm thinking of Spider-Man 3 where a comet landed near him.
Yes, no, that's yeah. But in this one, Eddie Brock goes to investigate a lab, and there's a Venom there.
Okay.
You know?
That's great.
Yeah, it is great, isn't it?
Yeah. I just, I don't know, man.
Okay, here's what's good. I'll tell you what. This is, for the listeners here, and I'll remind you of this, James, this is a scene in the movie, this current movie, that I think is emblematic of this movie as a whole. It's a microcosm of this movie.
Okay.
There's a moment where Chiwetel Ejiofor, as the military general Rex Strickland,
Yep.
he's speaking to his shadowy, mysterious superiors over a shadowy, mysterious Zoom call.
Ooh.
And he says, I'm going to go in and get Eddie Brock. I'm going to capture Venom, but I need full control over the Six. And then the shadowy, mysterious general, he goes, yes, you have approval to deploy the Six.
We're like, whoa.
And at this point in the movie, I'm like, well, there's been enough kind of legwork to establish at this point that the Six that they've said so dramatically, it's probably some kind of team of symbiote bonded special forces soldiers, all of whom have like distinctive personalities, and they use the goo in tactical ways that we've not seen before.
One's gold, maybe.
Exactly, and probably Venom, Eddie Brock will be defeated, but then he'll learn from that, and then maybe later he'll convince some of them to change their ways or what have you. But anyway, it turns out the Six are just six guys
who are easily killed.
Yeah, they're just
Tom Hardy shoots one.
they're just six.
Not when he's Venom.
No, but there's six. No, see, here's the thing. You're thinking of a different thing.
Am
The
I?
six that he's gotten to deploy, they're just six anonymous black suited soldiers hanging off a helicopter, and they're identical to a bunch of other black suited soldiers hanging off a helicopter from earlier.
The one he shoots underwater, that's not
That's
one of
not
the
the
ones
six. That's
Oh.
the previous guys.
Oh.
So and I'm not even sure there were six. The six that he deploys are the six that show up in Las Vegas later and crash in on the hotel room.
Okay,
That's
yeah.
the six.
That's the six.
But
I mean, you could also do... I mean, they were never going to do this,
I don't even
obviously.
know if there were six of them.
Sinister Six, obviously.
Yeah, right. I guess.
Obviously.
But the foreshadowing of this movie suggests that the six are going to be symbiote guys, and I think probably at some point they might have been.
Yeah.
But at a synopsis level or a screenwriting level or a filmmaking level or an editing level, they chopped that out, but they had to leave the line because they're like, well, we filmed this.
What's also strange is like, and this is a slight spoiler, there are a bunch of other Venoms in
That's
this.
what I'm saying.
Like, what are we doing?
I'm going to talk about that in spoilers.
What are we doing?
I'm going to talk about it in spoilers, and I think I'll tell you where I thought this was going to go before they were like, that seems too expensive, so we'll just use random special forces guys.
Yeah.
But anyway, strength of this movie, I think Tom Hardy.
Yeah, he's good.
Is good. He's sweatier and more shambling than ever.
Yep.
He's hung over the entire movie. I
Wears
think that's
his
quite
shoes.
funny.
Yeah.
Where's his shoes? Why can't Venom make him shoes?
Why can't Venom disguise him?
That's never been a thing in these movies for some reason.
No.
It's in all other Venom
It's
media.
either on or it's off.
Yeah, in all other Venom media, Venom can turn into just street clothes.
Yeah.
But in this, he just can't, I guess.
He hasn't learnt it yet.
No. And so what this movie ultimately is, I think, the problem with it, and as I mentioned, there's these three things that are happening all at once. It's that they want this to be a series of kind of loosely connected funny skits of stuff Eddie and Venom get up to, like their various hijinks.
Yeah.
But they also want he's on the run for murder, and they also want, and there's a team of special forces guys who want to capture him and experiment on him, and also there's a god being that wants to end the world. And I don't think they can have it all. I don't think it works.
They definitely can't.
No.
They definitely can't balance all of those things.
And also, like you mentioned, there's characters that have been given backstories that don't culminate in anything.
No.
And there's characters that are significant in the comic books. Chiwetel Ejiofor's character is significant in the comic books.
Sure.
And this is just some guy in name only.
It's strange that like Chiwetel Ejiofor and Rhys Ifans are in this movie, and Rhys Ifans has been in Spider-Man.
Yes.
He was the Lizard.
Yeah.
Recently,
Yes.
again.
Yeah.
And
Was he there in person for any of that?
probably not. They used some existing footage for it to actually put him in.
And he was
end.
he was in the booth.
And he was and fucking
The Sony torture
Chiwetel
booth.
Ejiofor is Baron fucking Mordo. Like, What's happening?
I don't know.
I mean, I know it's a multiverse thing,
Yeah.
but it doesn't. So I guess
it also
faces
doesn't
are
matter,
similar.
yeah.
It also doesn't matter. Yeah, here's something that is good. Sometimes the Venom is a fish or a frog or a horse.
Right, yes.
But all of that was revealed beforehand.
That's true,
And they
yeah.
also didn't do anything with it.
No.
I want to see a frog Venom do something.
Yeah,
I
sure.
mean, get the horse running, but again, that was in the trailer, and that was the bit where we went maybe. Maybe.
Yeah, they got
But
us
we
again.
were wrong.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have seen this if I didn't have to.
Yeah.
I tell you that much. I would have heard what people have said about it and been like, oh, it's this again. is
Yeah,
it?
so it doesn't really, it just sort of, there's a lot going on, but also next to nothing going on, really.
You know what's also not going on?
What's that?
The goo that was left in the MCU, which was then left in
The MC goo?
The MC goo. So
Yeah.
at the end of the No Way Home post credits, Venom is sucked out of his unit, the MCU, and he leaves some goo on the bar.
Yeah.
And then he's back in a pretty much identical bar with the same bartender.
Where he leaves some more goo.
Which I think some of that is a reshoot where they realized they'd fucked up some dimensional shit.
Yeah, right.
I don't know that
Yeah.
for a fact.
Uh-huh.
And then so there's goo left in the MCU, with the implication being that it'll get to Spider-Man or do something.
Yeah,
but that's never coming back.
Probably not, no.
I mean, because they'd have to reference.
No, but see, that's the thing. They're relying on sort of remembering the stuff that sort of happened. Some goo was left on a bar in the previous movie, and some goo is left on the bar in this movie.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, so like
We've got to remember
they covered it.
Yeah, they covered it.
They
Yeah.
seemingly.
Yeah,
I'd forgotten also.
Yeah,
like
right,
I didn't
right.
remember. I had to look that up because
Yeah.
I couldn't remember the end of that. I was also curious about whether the portal effect was the same, and it's sort of not. But they
Right,
cut away
okay.
from it, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It ultimately doesn't matter.
You know what also I think maybe is to the detriment of these movies?
Yeah.
Eddie Brock doesn't have any friends.
No, he's got Anne Wenning
Well, see, that's the thing. All like Mrs. Chen
and Venom.
and Venom, and I guess they're trying to be like, well, it's just these two against the world kind of thing. It's kind of like Bill Bixby, Lou Ferrigno, and Incredible Hulk. It's in that TV series every week he went to a different town,
Yeah.
and then he got in some trouble and he turned to the Hulk, and then he left and it was sad music and he moved on again.
It was, wasn't it?
But this one is sort of relying on the idea of we've been through a lot, haven't we, buddy? And this is a real look at our fabulous memories or whatever. But there's no one really to share that with.
No.
Because there's nobody who's really carried on. Besides Mrs. Chen,
Yeah.
there's no one who's really carried on. He doesn't...
I guess that's why she reappears in this.
That's
'Cause
exactly
they've got
why,
no
yeah.
one else.
They've
right?
got no one else. Yeah,
Yeah.
The idea of this being a tearful finale for Venom, I think would work better if we saw some people he'd connected with in the past and we saw what
Yeah.
they'd been up to in this,
Like the shopkeeper from two of those movies, like
Mrs. Chen.
Mrs. Chen, like that's what they're going. Even if he ran into Morbius in Vegas,
Maybe he ran
that
into
would be like real.
Yeah.
Okay, at least you'd be like, well, that's someone, I guess.
I mean, I guess this is also not this movie's fault. If they'd given him a supporting cast that stuck around,
Sure.
then that would...
You
that
mean like another person?
one more person would be fine. One more person would be great. The action in this is...
All right.
It's okay, but the
They're called the villains,
Xenophages.
Xenophage.
So Null...
I like their big buzzsaw blender head.
Yeah, okay, it's I guess. But it's also one of those things where the xenophages are indestructible to some degree, and so
Yeah.
are venoms.
Yeah.
So it's just goos slapping into each other. And
It's
if you're
true.
into that thing, that's great.
You know what I'm not into?
What's
In
that?
the opening of this, we see Canal,
Uh-huh.
and he just gives all the information you need to know about the Codex, etc., and how the Codex works, and the Codex being the key that gets him out, and so on and so forth.
Yes.
Which is a terrible start to anything. Just
Absolutely.
like an exposition dump. And then I'm going to send my minions, etc.
Uh-huh.
And then I don't know, I must have dozed off or I missed it. But like, it's later explained that Venom is the one with the Codex.
Yeah, so-
and apparently the reason, because I had to Wikipedia this.
I'll tell you because I was
Okay.
awake. So in order to... So Null is trapped in a sort of prison because he was too evil and the symbiotes trapped him there. And he wants to escape so he can destroy the universe or whatever. He's the big bad. He's the Thanos guy.
Yeah.
And so the way to unlock his prison is he needs something called a codex. Once he gets the codex to his
It's
planet...
in Venom Lethal Protector, the comic.
Yeah.
Is that the one? No.
Yes, but it operates differently
Yeah.
in the comic book. So in this universe,
Because that villain's
a
actually
codex
in it.
comes about if someone is bonded to a symbiote and then they die and then they're brought back to life by the symbiote, and that creates a codex. So Venom died in... Eddie Brock died in Venom 1 or Venom 2. One of those. He died. There's a flashback to it. He gets stabbed
Yeah.
through the chest, and I guess he died, and then Venom brought him back to life, which has created a codex. So the xenophages they have a sort of grayscale vision, but when Venom and Eddie are in full Venom mode, the full giant Venom mode, these xenophages can see the codex and they charge towards it. But when he's not in full Venom form, they can't see it. He's basically invisible.
Yeah. But nobody else is.
No. I would also, why is he the only one this has ever happened to?
Well, that's a great question.
And why, if there are so many other Venom, if there are so many other, there's Toxin and Riot and Jam Jar and whatever, then why wouldn't he just get, and they're all like very inexperienced.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't Null just get one of his monsters to kill one of them, and then it would bring them back, and then it would have a codex, and then he could just use them?
It's a good question.
Why does he have to track down Venom? What's the...
Yeah, I thought there must have been a better reason for this, but there's not. That's the reason, right? It's not like he was an original or he tussled with Canal at one point and stole a bit of his whatever.
So in the
he
comic
just died
books,
once.
In the comic books, the lore is that
this is the 2018 Venom comic,
yeah, all the
which we're covering coming up.
Yeah, all the symbiotes have a codex in them, and it's sort of like it collects all their core memories. So and it's just sort of a convenient way to say they all have a hive mind.
Yeah.
And if the human dies or the symbiote dies, and you need to bring them back for a later storyline, you can just say, well, we recovered the codex and we've squirted all the memories back into it. Yeah, exactly, and it's back. They're back now, kind of thing. But in this, there's only one. Yeah, it's very conveniently in Venom.
I agree. Also, this is a road trip movie.
It is, yeah.
Because there's a bunch of it spent in a van.
With Rhys Ifans. Rhys Ifans plays a kind of hippie type who is road tripping with his family.
No way, man.
Yeah. He's road tripping with his family to Area 51 because it's been closed down.
Yep.
And they're melting everything with an acid machine. And he wants to go there before they close it down in the hopes that he'll see an alien. Yeah. And then the rest of his family sort of reluctantly going on and sort of humoring him. And then they get there. It's like a day before Area 51 is closing and nobody else is there.
No.
Did you find that odd?
That was very strange, wasn't it?
Like nobody else would go?
Yeah. That no good. And also, look, we'll save this for the spoilers, I guess. But there is a mid-credits and a post-credits. And
you said I should stick around because they're really good.
No, I said do not stay. I know you think that like, I got to see this now that old James, Mr. Sunday Movies himself, said it's not worth it. And I said James loves all movies and everything and he sticks around for the credits. He said, you say I just want to support the people. I clap for everybody I don't want that.
On the crew.
I don't. Putting these in is fucking dirtbag behavior. That is taking advantage of people's goodwill, Mason. Mine in particular.
Okay. All right.
Because I was late coming back to record with you because I was sitting in the fucking theater for an extra 20 minutes to see nothing.
Yeah. And
then afterwards, it was me and another guy who stayed. And I was the cinema employee's waiting, and I'm like, I hate doing this. And then as I'm leaving, I said, thank you. And then the guy who was with me bailed up the cinema employee about what they're going to do with Venom next.
Oh, the future of the franchise.
Yeah, and I just wanted to be like, leave him alone.
We should have cards. We should have business cards, and we should be like, buddy, don't talk to this guy. It should be like, it should say, don't bail up cinema employees. Listen to the Weekly Planet podcast.
You're right.
And there's a QR code.
There's a QR code.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there you go. Let's do some spoilers.
Okay. I'm going to say, alas, it's the worst movie ever.
It is the worst movie ever. I think if they had, because this is how my brain works. If Tom Holland had have been in a post-credits, it would have bumped it up slightly for me.
Right, okay.
To be something.
Yeah, okay.
But this is...
How do you think they would tie that in, though?
They just put him in it. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, right. And they'll figure it out later.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the post-credits, which we'll get to, it's some elements where...
Yeah.
So anyway, before we get to the post-credits, so big spoilers for this movie.
It's less than nothing what they did.
So big spoiler time for the movie. We learn that Venom's got the codex in him, and if Null gets the codex, he'll, destroy the universe or whatever.
Yep. And also the Venoms are good now.
Yeah. So if Venom, if either Eddie or the symbiote die, the codex will be destroyed forever. So the narrative thrust of this movie, the dilemma is one of them going to die, or are they going to escape certain death, or is one of them going to make the sacrifice, and they're best friends and what have you, and it's going to be a big deal. And the answer is that it all culminates. Everybody gets captured and ends up in Area 51.
Yep.
In the base.
Yep.
And then all the xenophages show up. Well, actually, Eddie and Venom get captured.
And separated.
Well, they get captured because they both know that if they turn into full Venom form, the xenophage will know and will get them.
But how would they get captured if they didn't have, because they wouldn't just do that, would they?
No, they just do it. They do it because Mrs. Chen is there.
Yep.
And Venom's like, I want to do a dance. And so he turns into full Venom. And then
he's immediately captured.
And which I would, but as is shown in the movie repeatedly, if he just sort of goops out, that doesn't count.
No, he has to fully cover.
So he could just goop out of Eddie and just do a little dance, and it wouldn't matter, would it?
No.
But he simply must.
But
turn
he danced for 20 seconds.
The plot requires him to be captured. So they're like, well, what if he's absolutely compelled to turn into Venom?
Had to do it.
So that happens. So he gets captured. They all go to Area 51 where he's there and all the other symbiotes are there, and then all the xenophages show up.
Yep.
And
they think they're killing them, but they're not.
But also James, then all the other symbiotes, they loop onto various people who work in the facility, and then they fight the xenophages as well, and then Venom's like, they try various methods to destroy these things, and nobody has a moment of revelation where they go, oh my God, they're like this, so maybe we can defeat them or whatever. They just blow some stuff up, but it doesn't work.
Yep.
And they chop their heads off, and that doesn't work.
Either.
And then eventually, Venom's just like, I'll drag him into the acid machine.
Yeah.
And then that just does work.
Well, they did come back.
Yeah.
That acid machine we were talking about from earlier.
Another thing does come back. We'll talk about it in a minute.
Sure.
Oh, but also, and then the whole facility is self-destructing and it's all exploding and what have you. Venom sacrifices himself. He all melts, but Eddie gets in the van with the hippies.
No, he gets under a door.
Oh, he does get under a door, and then and then, but then the whole facility is blowing up, and one of the scientists there, she's going to get caught in the explosion and die. But the scientist who has the tragic backstory, she's taken a symbiote sample. She's got it in her pocket.
Yep.
And she breaks it open, and it turns her into like Lady Flash Venom.
Yeah,
so she's a symbiote, but she's also electric and super fast. And so she runs in and she rescues
Juno Temple.
It is Juno Temple. She's in Ted Lasso,
etc.
and other things, and she's in this.
She's in The Dark Knight Rises.
And that the question then is, did her DNA collect getting struck by lightning? And
yes.
Is that why her symbiote is super fast?
Yes,
and has lightning powers. Okay. Her DNA was imprinted by being struck by lightning.
What's the difference between like getting a Venom symbiote and just getting a little bit of Venom?
It's hard to say, isn't it?
Does one mean you've got a personality?
Oh yeah, because none of them do seem to have.
No, because they do have split personality. But then the big red Venom from the previous one, that was that one guy? Because he was an offshoot of Venom.
Oh, right.
We'd have to think about it. No.
We'd have to think, I don't want to think about it. Or we could just watch a series of videos of Tom Hardy being interviewed where or the director being interviewed where they're just sort of making stuff up on the fly and it becoming canon.
I would love that.
Yeah, so here's the thing. So I think there was going to be a moment where in this movie where the Six were going to be special forces guys.
Yeah.
Who were
because there's a big one and another one.
Yeah, because they've collected all the different symbiotes and they're in, holding containers in this facility. And I think initially there was going to be a plan where they're bonded to special forces soldiers and they get sent out to capture Venom, but then they're all destroyed by the xenophages because they're not properly connected to them or what have you. And then later in the movie, because the scientists, they're capable of emotion and they're bonded with them and they're friends and they've got,
they hang out in the facility.
They hang out and whatever, then they're better connected to the symbiotes or whatever.
Yeah.
Because that would make more sense, right?
It would make more sense.
It would make some sense.
It would make some sense.
But I think they're just like, yeah, well, we don't have the budget to do 2 symbiote action sequences with 6 symbiotes, so we'll just do it once. But I'll leave in the line about it deploying the 6 because that was really cool.
Yeah, that was really cool.
A really cool thing to do.
God, so then Venom's dead, and finally Tom Hardy ends up in New York.
Yep.
And he's like, I'll never forget you. And then we get a montage of them hanging out over previous movies.
Just flinging stuff.
They don't even do the lobster bit.
Yeah, right.
I think.
Yeah.
And then that's nothing, obviously.
It's obviously
And then
nothing.
the movie ends, but you think it has ended, but then it hasn't really ended because there's a mid-credit scene.
Okay, so there's a mid-credit scene, and it's just a shot. We zoom
Because
in.
Null died when they destroyed the Codex or was trapped forever.
Did they? Oh yeah, he sort of recedes. He sort of recedes in the shadow.
And then
Right.
Andy Serkis's Null goes in the thing.
Yeah, I guess it's Andy.
And then he goes, I'll be back, or I'm back.
the mid-credit sequence, he comes back and he's like, "Oh, I'm back and I'm going to destroy the Earth." Why do you care about the Earth?
Do you think it's because that's in the implication that Venom is alive? I mean, Venom is alive.
Well, Venom is alive. Well, here's the thing: the second post-credits. So earlier in the movie, the special forces guys abduct the bartender from the start of the movie because they think he might know something, and then we don't see him for the rest of the movie. And then the post-credit sequence, he emerges from the Area 51 facility. He hasn't been acided to death, as you might have imagined. But then he just wanders around for a bit, and then we see the broken container that Juno Temple got her Lady Flash Venom symbiote out of, and there's probably still some goop in it.
Yeah.
And then a cockroach, which he said earlier can survive anything.
Oh yeah.
Goes up and approaches the
Even
vial,
an acid bath.
and then the movie ends. So I think the implication there would be you want to bring because that goop came from Venom. I think that's the collected goop from Venom.
Was it?
I think so.
Oh, great.
And then combined with Juno Temple being struck by lightning as a teenager.
Why did that one have electricity? Because
Don't
she
know.
broke it, I guess.
I guess. And the DNA, the lightning DNA.
You would even think that because Venom licked the Spider-Man screen in the previous movie that he'd have the Spider-Man symbol.
He never has the Spider-Man symbol. Isn't that crazy?
Yep.
Not even for a moment. There should have even just a moment where he leaps through the air and it briefly becomes the spider emblem or whatever.
That would have made us happy.
Right? We would have bumped it up. It still would be the worst movie ever, alas. I wish it were better.
Me too.
But I think probably they're just going to go, okay, if they need to bring him back for another movie, seems unlikely, or a MCU excursion, they'll just say they'll just go, oh, that cockroach got venomized, and there was enough Venom DNA on that thing, and they've all got a hive mind, and then the cockroach is going to fly across country to New York, and
he also left himself in the MCU. So they could also use that.
They could do that. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
That's good.
There's no rules to this, so it doesn't matter.
This is via THR. This is Kelly Marcel, director on Venom 4. She said, yes, it's the end of a contract. We were asked to do 3.
Oh, what a beautiful thing to say.
We were asked to do 3. We've delivered 3. And who knows what the future holds. I hope that we've laid the groundwork for them in this third movie with other characters and other symbiotes and bad guys they can run with, should they choose. But this is the last one for Venom and Eddie. We have definitely given it forethought, so we definitely know what these stories could be.
Forethought.
Oh, we definitely know what
Forethought.
Oh.
We
definitely know what these stories could be, should they want them. We definitely know what these stories could be.
Yeah, we definitely know. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean... And as well with this movie, I struggle to remember which of those symbiotes have been in previous movies.
Any of them?
I don't know.
Yeah.
One was brown and one was red.
One was
and
punchy.
One was a sort of a squid.
Yeah, one had a big long fish tail, like an eel or something.
Yeah.
Also,
there's no reason for that character to be in this movie.
The cop.
It's Stephen Graham.
He was in the last one.
He was in the last one.
Is that good enough for you?
But I guess if he died, then he would also have a codex or something.
No, but if he died, he wouldn't have a coat. Oh, wait.
If he died and then he would...
But he would have had to have come back. He would have died and then come back and then he would get the codex.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Also, wasn't the plot of the first movie that the evil symbiote wanted to get back to its home planet?
Yeah, there was a bunch of them on a rock.
But why would you if it's the home of Null the evil guy?
Because it's cool there. Well, it's also in the comic, it's you think that it is this planet of symbiotes, but it's not. The whole thing is a prison for Canal.
Okay, but why would the first guy want to get back to it?
Why does anybody want anything,
I don't
Mason?
know. You did see his sword for a second, though. I don't know if you...
No, I didn't say that.
You see his sword for a second.
Venom's sword.
The black evil sword from Thor, the worst Thor. So, that's a fun little connection, isn't it?
Thor the Dark World's not the worst Thor, Mason.
I know.
You knew that. You knew that.
Yeah.
Mason, here's some reviews we got. This from Matt the Pharaoh Wizard, who says, Venom The Last Dance was terrible.
Uh-oh.
Not surprised that it feels like the trailer was made first for people... then people made the movie around it with both terrible mid and after credit scenes. Could this be up for the Game Is On? Yes,
certainly.
For those people who don't know, the Game Is On is an award we give at the end of the year for a movie which sets up a movie that's never going to happen. This is from Big Tasty, who says Venom: The Last Dance had the worst montage in a movie I've ever seen. Third act was fine, but I guess, but I'm just glad each symbiote got put in a blender. So
yeah, they all just. I mean, again. The thing about the symbiote, if we'd had a couple, like if he'd had a couple of symbiote friends throughout the course of the movies, I'd be like, oh, it's that guy again or whatever. There's two that merged together. That was kind of a fun bit.
Two-head Venom.
Two-headed Venom.
Yeah.
But we don't know their names or anything. Again, they're confusing. They've got different colors with we're interested in anything about them. Like if you'd given them...
Wasn't Toxin green?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
We'd know if they said or did anything memorable that wasn't just...
What if Carnage was in this? They just brought him back.
Yeah, right.
Or the guy from the first one.
Yeah, whatever that guy's
name was.
Yeah. But like...
Toxin.
It's not enough for them to just one be red and one be blue with tentacles and one have blade arms or
In
whatever.
addition to that, it's just nameless, faceless scientists.
Yeah.
One of which we sort of knew.
And one was the doorman?
One was the doorman. And I'm just glad each symbiote got put in a blender so this franchise with so much wasted potential can be put down. James Michael Parry says, just saw new Venom and Tom Hardy's dual performance still makes it. Bit of a silly mess plot-wise, but a fun time and a really good cast that probably deserved more to do. Well, what it means for the future SPUMM adventures is anyone's guess.
Oh, yeah, we're
worth watching.
We're 2 SPUMMs in for the year. Do we have another SPUMM left in us?
We do. We got one more SPUMM coming.
We do, yeah.
This is from Spaced Cactus, who says, Venom Last Dance seems completely improvised on the day. It's like they knew it was going to be awful and they brainstormed ideas on how to make it as absurd as possible. The fact this was released absolutely baffles me. Worst movie ever.
Yeah.
And Deej says, does Sony just make these movies and then not look at the reviews? Clearly they aren't doing anything that's working. Maybe stop trying to make Marvel adjacent movies and let Marvel have all their characters back and not this joint custody shit. Look, man, I like the idea of there being like different Marvel universes.
Sure.
But when it's this sucks.
Yeah.
And it hurts everybody.
Yeah. Everybody in the world.
Yeah, we're all suffering, Mason.
Yeah, it's so true, isn't it?
God.
Yeah.
Trash and poop.
Yeah. I did like, it's in the trailer, the bit where Venom gets immediately addicted to gambling. I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
But it's, again, in the trailer. We need more. It needed to, and I said this earlier, it needed to focus on one thing.
Yeah.
I think if it was just a road trip movie, would have been fun. But
even an on the run movie.
Yeah.
As opposed to like, we're going to New York, but are we?
Yeah, no, on the run would be great. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, and he was.
He was for a bit. Almost for a bit.
All right, Mason, should we move it along?
Why can't he make him shoes?
Why can't he make him shoes?
Why was he just like, because he can do stuff like that.
Yeah.
Why can he just not even, wouldn't even have to look like shoes.
They could be goo shoes.
They could be goo shoes.
Look at my 2 goo shoes, you could say. And then he does a little dance.
Yeah. That's what we're all after.
That's good.
That is good.
All right, everybody. Should we move it along?
Let's move it along.
To what?
What we reading.
What?
What we gonna read.
What? I'm doing the thing. What are we reading today? What are you reading, Mason?
I watched the movie called Killer Heat, which was on Amazon Prime.
Which one's that one again?
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Oh, we mentioned this briefly in our own personal
Richard Madden is in it.
Oh yeah,
and someone else also.
Isn't that fine? That movie?
It's pretty fine.
Oh yeah.
It's not attempting to change the world, and it's just a pretty solid kind of noir murder mystery.
Oh.
Richard Madden plays 2 twin brothers, and one of them's been murdered, and Joseph Gordon-Levitt's got to get in there. Or maybe he's fallen off a rock, but maybe he got murdered. He got murdered. But Joseph Gordon-Levitt's got to get there, and it's got some nice looking vistas, and
where's it set?
Greece.
Very
and
good.
It's Joseph Gordon.
Joe
Gordon-Levitt's really kind of exactly. He's kind of laid on thick with. He's got kind of a noir voiceover, kind of
like Brick.
Like Brick, exactly. But I just like seeing him and stuff. So
yeah, me too. I like him
pretty. I thought it was pretty fun.
Pretty all right. I'll take. Oh, it's a fun one, is it?
It's not fun like Wahey fun. It's not like Beverly Hills Cop Axel F fun.
Wahey,
but I thought it was an enjoyable kind of.
It was a smooth operation.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
It was kind of a slow burner, but I thought it was fun.
Great.
And I read something else, probably a comic book.
Must be nice. Well, I read a comic book.
Go on, tell me about
There's
it.
a new Batman comic by Rodney Barnes with art by Steven Subic.
Barnesy?
Yeah, man. It's called Batman Full Moon.
Okay.
And it's Batman versus a werewolf.
Whoa.
A werewolf gets into Gotham and he's like, I'm always fighting animals. I'm going to fight this one.
Oh, yeah.
And then he gets in a fight with it and he's like, oh, no. This is bad for me.
This isn't like all the other times I easily defeated and killed those dogs.
So, He's just in a bit of strife. There's a bit of not in art.
Sounds like a classic underdog story, a la Batman versus Predator.
I was going to say there is definitely not art wise, but there is an element of like Batman versus Predator to it, and it being like a Wolfman, and like I guess like a lot of Batman's villains, though not all, there is a tragic kind of duality to a Wolfman. And will Batman turn into a Wolfman by the end of this? I hope so.
Uh-oh.
But he certainly doesn't in the first issue.
Well.
It looks at the kind of other supernatural elements in the DC universe. Like there's references to like Zatanna and I think Constantine and some other, other stuff as well. Again, it's only one issue at the moment, but it is the spookiest time of the year. I'm not just talking about tax time. So it is worth, if you're looking for a spooky thing to read, this is a new thing.
Oh, also, I discovered a YouTube channel. This is not news to anybody because this guy gets like 1 million views a video.
Oh, Mr. Sunday Movies.
No, wrong.
Oh.
Have you seen any Austin? He's a guy, he does video game videos, but he'll do stuff like he'll play Grand Theft Auto and he'll see if the power lines connect to anything. Like he covers like it's a sort of I guess it's a sort of a plumbing the Death Star kind of situation.
Damn, like the podcast.
Yes, exactly. But it's more like he'll do sort of intricate research into video games of like, do the rivers in Skyrim empty out anywhere? Or or like, instead of plowing through a racing game, he'll slow right down and like check out all the details in the crowd that you don't think about until.
Where do Hyrule rivers go?
Yeah, exactly. Like they're not, because they're in games, a lot of stuff is designed for in the moment. You're going through at a rapid clip and you don't think about all this sort of stuff. But I just think they're,
These look really fun.
Yeah.
I just added one to watch later.
Yeah. How do Fallout NPCs get home? Yeah, so the one I watched first was, and this came up because somebody gave him some stick on Twitter. They're like, this guy just discovered that video game stuff isn't always doesn't always add up or whatever. And it's like, yeah, but I mean,
he knows that.
He knows that, but it's just
it's fun to see the depth of which someone does or trying to puzzle something out.
Exactly, and sometimes it's like sometimes they'll explore this sort of thing and go, oh yeah, this game developer has really thought about this on such a microscopic level. He does unemployment reports. Like he'll go into a game and figure out what amount of the NPCs have jobs and go and do jobs when you're not there, and how many just sort of wander around. So
that's very good.
Yeah.
I just bookmarked 2 of his videos.
Very good.
Just there. No, I've never heard of him. That's great.
No, neither have I. But
so it's good to find new YouTube.
YouTube.
Thank you.
Yes.
But did I say that or did you say that?
I said it.
Yeah, but thank you. Thank you.
We should make this a video.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
Just this part?
Just this bit.
Where I'm thanking you.
Yes.
Yeah, cool. All right, done.
We've got to get the word out.
I agree. Yeah. Well, Mason, this has been great.
It has been great.
And I would love to continue this podcast.
We have to.
In another segment.
Okay.
Well, if you don't mind.
Let's do the letters segment. That'll be a good segment to continue with, I think.
That's good.
And it's got a theme and it goes like this.
That's good.
The classic one was letters, oh letters, we love you. Some letters, they're only a day away. We're going to hear right now, we're going to do letters.
I was camping on the weekend, Mason. You know that.
Oh, yes.
In the bush, Claire and I took the kids in with a bunch of other families. It was a lot of fun. Saw a bunch of snakes.
Whoa.
There's fucking snakes everywhere in this country.
Snakes alive.
I'm living in the suburbs.
Yeah.
Snake free.
Yeah.
Saw 2 snakes at least.
Damn.
Plus a bunch of blue-tongued lizards.
Damn.
Plus a deer skeleton. That was strange, yeah.
We don't even have deer.
We don't.
Here.
I brought that one with me.
Yeah, I was going to say. You bought it on eBay.
Yeah,
and
man.
You're dragging it around. Hey, everybody, check out my deer skeleton.
Check it out.
We'd rather not.
If you do want to reach the show, though, to ask us a question or just whatever,
yes,
you can hashtag Weekly Planet Pod on Twitter.
That's right.
Sometimes I put a thread in the Great Mates group. Today I didn't.
Because you're out of sorts.
I was out and about.
Out and about and out of sorts.
Or shoot Mason a Gmail.
Bang, bang.
Piping hot at Gmail.
Bang, bang.
So weeklyplanetpod@gmail.com.
Here's one from Tom.
Tom
Moore.
Tom Moore?
I wonder if he's Major Tom Moore.
Do you think he
is? that guy who walked around his... Is that the guy?
Who do you walk
around his garden?
Who do you walk around?
A garden. Was that the guy? Doesn't matter. Anyway.
We've all walked around our garden.
I don't know.
Some people can't actually afford gardens, Mason. That's rude of you to say.
Sorry. Tom Moore says, Arkham Shadow, ?
Oh, this VR thing.
Yeah, g'day there, boys.
G'day, fella.
I've been a huge fan since 2014. I would love a shout out to Toronto, Canada. I escaped the dystopia of the UK a few years ago. I bet you did. You're probably sick of walking around your garden.
Hell yeah.
If, in fact, I'm thinking of Tom Moore. Could you Google that?
Yep.
I expect neither James nor Meso has a VR headset, correct?
Yep.
But I've been watching a long play of the Batman Arkham Shadow game. Was stunned to find out that the player goes into Blackgate under the alias of Matches Malone.
World War II veteran, 100 walks 660 miles around his garden.
I knew it.
Oh, that's pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
All right.
A fun Batman alter ego I learned about on the pod from Meso. So he goes in as Matches Malone.
Sick.
What are your thoughts on the way gaming is going, aka all remakes, studio closures, and existing IPs being milked? Are there any new releases you're actually interested in? All the best, Tom.
It's bad.
It does seem to be bad, doesn't it?
I don't like it.
It's this. I mean, based on a very cursory examination of the video game industry currently, it's a lot of companies, small studios, making a big hit, and then the larger company that owns them going,
This is ours.
yeah, thanks. We own this now, and thanks for the big hit. Also,
You're all fired.
You're all fired, by the way.
Yeah. Good
A lot
luck
of that.
crowdfunding your next game.
What do you want?
Yeah.
How much success can you possibly demand of these studios so they don't get fired? It's crazy.
Yep. I recently watched an interview or listened to an interview.
Which was it?
It's both.
Great.
With
Well done.
I think it was Adam Conover and Jason Schreier.
Yeah, Adam Conover is Adams
ruins everything. Which, look, quite frankly, I get it. Everything's bad. I can't watch that show. It's just like, your insurance, it's bad. Like, yeah, I fucking know, man.
It's what?
But
I'm insuring something right now.
but
My wonderful golden smile.
very true.
$1 million. Ding.
Yeah, $1 million for that.
Yeah.
Jesus. All right. But anyway, Jason Schreier is one of the most renowned video game journalists. He finds it he does some incredible in-depth reporting and all of that. So this is an hour and a half plus conversation, which I listened to, and it just kind of breaks down everything that's wrong. And one of the things they mentioned was the thing that you said, buying up indie studios.
They got it from me.
Yeah, they got it from you and burying it. Also, the idea that they just want to monopolize everybody's time, so they make these games that go on forever and ever, and they're constant. But every studio is trying to release one of them at the same time. But there's only ever room for maybe a handful of those games existing at any one time. So Sony, I don't even know the name of it because I've forgotten. And there's one of these that's seemingly every other week. They release this this multi-million-dollar, tens, sometimes hundreds of millions of dollars production online go forever game.
Oh, yeah.
And they just fucking vanish.
Yeah, there was one.
It's like a rock into the ocean.
It's called Carapace or Caramel or something.
Maybe.
It's like an Overwatch
Whatever,
style
yeah.
game, and people were like, nah.
And even Overwatch 2 did it. What happened to that? Nothing.
Nothing, yeah.
So it's this idea of it's awful.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I think the thing is as well, I think we have kind of reached, it seems as
How about some PS5 games?
I was going to say, we've seemed to reach sort of maximum graphical fidelity at this point. At the point when no one cares anymore. Nobody's
No one cares,
No,
exactly.
it doesn't need to be, we don't need to see every blade of grass on the ground. We would rather have a fun game. Apparently younger people, younger than us, if you can imagine that, are more into indie games because they've grown up in a world where games look photorealistic.
Yeah.
So it doesn't impress them anymore.
Yeah.
So they'd rather just be like, oh, that game's got a cool concept. I'd rather play
style.
that. Yeah. Isn't Astrobot doing quite well?
Yeah,
that
apparently
game?
that's all
Because
right. Yeah, maybe I'll get that one.
That doesn't have the most amazing graphics, but it's fun.
Probably does, though, if it's a PS5 thing.
yeah,
But
probably.
But also, I think, Nintendo does a lot of shit that I do not like.
Wow.
But at least it's making, IP that's not games that go on forever. And when they release a Mario game, it's probably going to be incredible.
Yeah.
And they don't do it that often.
Yeah.
I know they have various spin-offs and
They
whatever.
made that alarm clock.
They made that alarm clock. That's incredible. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Shit that
Someone
sucks.
was telling me that it's got some sort of it can collect your biometric data or whatever, it can and it gives you personalized messages or something like that.
Cool.
But it doesn't work if there's two people in the bed, so it's only for single people. It can't collect both sets of data.
They know, don't they?
Yeah, they know.
Because it's for children or single people is
Yeah.
what they're saying.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Why do you even want a fucking clock that knows what you're doing?
Right?
Who wants that? Who is this for?
I don't know.
I
guess people who want to believe they're married to Mario.
They could have just released a
Super Mario.
a clock that's just got Mario on a screen, and when you wake up, he goes hello,
Whoa.
and that's it.
Yeah.
That's a kid would buy that.
Yeah.
You pay $30.
Hey, get up, you lazy son of a
Yeah.
bitch.
Reading biometric data.
Yeah, I don't know what it does.
Fucking hell, man. I don't even want my watch looking at me, Mason.
Well.
With its face.
You don't have a watch.
And its hands.
You don't
I
have
know.
yeah.
I don't have a watch. I had a Fitbit for a while, and I'm like, I fucking hate this thing. It's telling me to get up. You get up.
Yeah.
I got in the shower. Like, I'd get in the shower and it would go, bzz, bzz, calm down. And I'm like, I'm in the fucking shower. This is the best place in the world. You calm down.
It's like, no, you calm down.
I hate all this shit.
Wow.
It's nonsense. It's nothing. Like, it's just all this tacked on shit. I'm already in my own fucking brain. I don't need I don't need external forces alerting me if my fucking pulse drops slightly. Shut up. Oh, I did a workout. Oh, you did a workout. I know. I fucking did it. I was there.
Hey, James, why don't you think about getting a real job today?
Yeah, maybe I should. That's not wrong.
Well.
But I don't need a fucking clock to tell me that.
Maybe you do. Maybe you do.
Anyway, sucks. All that shit sucks.
Yeah. Are you looking forward to any video games?
No.
Wow.
No, I literally just Googled, you know what I'm looking forward to? They're going to remake Prince of Persia Sands of Time.
Oh,
and I know it's a remake, but I love that game, and I play it every couple of years anyway. But
I'm looking forward to any little small indie game that you can get on Nintendo Switch.
Yep, there you go.
So if anybody's got any recommendations,
I'm going to play
let me know.
Mutants Unleashed with my son, which is a new Ninja Turtles game. I'll play that. I
Every-
like playing games with him.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
fun with my kids.
I liked Dredge, folks. If you remember that
boat
game.
one?
The boat one, and I liked that one where you're a woman and you point and click your way through a village of people and they're all mean.
Is it a Cthulhu-ish one?
It's a little bit Cthulhu-ish.
You love a Cthulhu-ish point and click through a thing.
But anyway,
whatever.
if anybody's got any recommendations, let me know. Hobbs Barrow it was called.
Hobbs Barrow.
The Excavation of Hobbs Barrow.
Yeah, you mentioned that, I think.
Yeah, I did.
Did you not?
Yeah, it was good.
Should I get it?
Yeah, get it.
Is it going to tell me to get a real job?
Yeah, almost certainly, yeah. And I liked the most recent Monkey Island game,
Oh, yeah.
and I liked other stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So.
I played recently. Oh, Resident Evil 4 twice.
Oh, yeah, great, yeah.
Good game.
Yeah, nice.
Twice.
Great.
This is from Capybara14 who says, #Weekly Planet Pod. I downloaded Twitter again just to ask this. You didn't have to do that. Have you guys ever read the comic Revival? Written by a couple of Canadians, and they just filmed part of a show there, and they're making the small, for it in my small town of New Brunswick, Canada. Nothing big ever happens here. Exciting?
Oh,
Not a question, actually.
Revival.
Exciting.
I've not read Revival.
I'm just looking this up now. I know. I wanted to, maybe I will do this.
Tell me about it.
It's an Image Comics imprint. Here we go. Set in central Wisconsin, Revival follows the aftermath of the dead coming back to life. The story is centered around Detective Dana Cypress and her revived sister M as it touches on religion, moral, and social themes. And as they investigate, they find M's murder to be closely linked to the revival. Very good. I like that.
Okay.
There we bloody go, mate.
About time something from a comic book's adapted to another medium.
I know.
You know what I'm talking about?
I know.
You know what I'm talking about?
You're not wrong. Got another letter there?
I got a couple more letters.
Let's do it.
This one's from Patrick.
Patrick.
Subject line, Viewmaster.
Ugh.
Hello, gentlemen. Love the show. I was a child during the 1970s, the heyday of the Viewmaster. For one Christmas, my dad got us a deluxe Viewmaster.
What does that mean?
That could play sound from special Viewmaster discs.
Didn't know that happened.
Let me tell you, this thing was crap. It was made out of the same stuff 1970s telephones were made of and required 4 D-sized batteries. It weighed a ton and sounded worse than a cheap record player at the time. Plus, we had a TV where we could see moving pictures with half-decent sound. What are they thinking making this into a movie? But isn't that, I mean, that's the same logic of like, we're just talking about video games, like the Virtual Boy. You know what I mean? Where it's like, they just take the existing technology and go, well, people will pay for it if we add another thing to it.
But what if we put it on your head?
Exactly. It's like, oh, what if the Game Boy, but you looked into the thing and people would have been, it failed because people were like, we've got Super Nintendo.
Yeah,
already.
why would I
What are
want to
you
look into
doing?
this?
Why would I?
You can't two-player it unless
Doesn't
you have
even
two
have-
of these horrible
It
things.
doesn't even have mode 7.
So it's red.
Yeah, it was red.
Red graphics,
Yeah, red
really?
graphics.
God. It's not. Well, I wish my name was Red Graphics.
I was going to say.
Probably a character in the movie Lawnmower Man.
Yeah.
Look, it's Red Graphics. He's getting all the data. Never seen it. Mason, I got this from Manda Man who says, #Weekly Planet Pod. Hello, boyos.
That's us.
James recently spoke of Denis Villeneuve's fantastic movie Prisoners. I especially love the tension and mystery of it and wonder if you can recommend any more great thrillers for the spooky season. I'm not big on the gruesome, but I love suspense. We'll probably do some spooky stuff next week, I'd imagine. Can you
okay,
think
we
of
can do
any
that.
good thrillers, Mason?
No.
What about,
Go on.
what's that one, Misery? That's a good classic thriller.
Oh, yes.
So there is some, there's some stuff in there that makes you go, ugh,
You could watch The Substance.
ugh. I do. I have not watched that yet. We could talk about that. That's a good one. What's another good spooky mystery, Mason? Doesn't have to be spooky or
Does
a
it
mystery.
have to be a mystery? Okay, right.
No, but yes. Memento. There's a thrill to that, but it's not like a violent time.
That's true.
What else, Mason? Just giving this a go. Oh, the Glass trilogy.
Oh, yes.
The Shyamalan one.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, you
Some
like the
great
movie The
movies in
Bone
there.
Collector, don't you?
I don't remember it.
Yeah, you
is
like
that
that one.
Angelina Jolie? Is she in The
Yeah,
Bone Collector?
maybe.
And Morgan Freeman? Is that The Bone Collector?
You're thinking of All the Pretty Girls or Along Came the Spider.
All the Pretty
maybe.
Horses.
All the Pretty Horses.
And All the Pretty Men.
Yeah. What about The Shining?
I've heard of it.
And the sequel, Dr. Fate. That's a good one. We'll talk about some spooky stuff next week.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah, that's great stuff. I should have probably thought about this more. But yes.
Here's an email.
What?
What do you think about this? It's from Cooper. Opinion on the franchise as someone who works in the industry. Did you catch up on the franchise?
I have not watched it yet.
It's pretty fun. I like it.
Yeah, I got to watch it.
Hi, Moso and James. I've been working in film in NYC for the last handful of years, and the franchise is probably the best representation of what life on set is actually like.
Hell yeah.
The thing that most connected with me was the ending of the first episode, where the main character explains why he puts up with what is potentially one of the most stressful jobs in the world. It's all about the love of the game. My bad days on set end when I remember what I'm doing, and that's making movies.
Yeah, it's like us, but with podcasts.
Yeah. Love you guys. You should get some credit for my career paths. Been listening since I was 13.
Whoa.
That's from Cooper the Prop Master. I don't know if you saw this clip, James, earlier in the week. Daniel Bruhl, who was in that movie.
Yeah.
He talks about how someone asked him, like, have you, was it your experience on the Marvel movies that you've brought to this about this terrible, disaster area of a movie production? And he's like, no, the Marvel movies are a pretty well-oiled machine because he did a bunch of, he did Civil War and he did
something else,
Falcon and Winter Soldier, and et cetera. And he was like, for those well-oiled machine, had a great time. And he's like, but going into this, he would sort of focus on a thing he did where from the moment he went into it, he was like, oh, this is going to be awful. But I'm here now, and there's no way out.
Right, yeah. Okay.
And he's 100% talking about the Cloverfield paradox. Remember that? Remember
yeah, I
that?
forgot he was in that.
Yeah.
Couldn't tell you about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. God.
Had the Cloverfield monster at the end, though, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
And it was really big. It was like too big.
Too big.
Yeah.
Too big.
As big as the Everest or whatever.
Yeah.
Got one more here from Alex Parsons who says, I feel like James and Mesa have lost their passion for their work and I'm here for it. # Weekly Planet Pod.
Wow.
It might seem that way. But I tell you this, Mason, I love doing this.
Me too.
Even when it's rubbishing a bad thing like Venom 3.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. And I hope it doesn't come across that we don't like this because I do.
Yeah.
I love doing it.
I enjoy... But I mean, again, there is that.
I like the speculation.
I like the speculation. I
like the industry.
It feels good to enjoy a really good thing.
Oh yeah.
And it feels fun to destroy a bad thing.
Yeah.
There's only the only weak point is when you watch a movie and you're like, this wasn't even fun to make fun of. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Luckily, Venom was.
That's right.
And Madam Web was.
Yep.
We're gonna cover that in
and Craven when that comes out.
the last SPUMM of the
December.
year. Get ready, folks.
Maybe ever.
Yeah.
Might be the last SPUMM ever.
Maybe.
God.
Here's one more email from Will.
Hey, Will.
Who said a Bond casting solution. I thought this was quite interesting.
Okay.
Hello, my handsome sons.
That's us.
I had a bit of an out there thought on the next Bond movie and how to cast the lead role.
All right.
Call the movie 00, cast 3 actors who are all convincingly in the running to play James Bond for the next 10 years. And in the movie, they're 3 rookies, any of whom may end up being promoted to 007.
I don't mind that.
Yeah. For a historical mishmash example, imagine Clive Owen, Henry Cavill, and Idris Elba all in the same movie, and you don't know until after the world is saved who gets promoted to acting career lockdown mode for the next decade.
Are they not given a name, I guess?
Great question.
I mean, so James Bond isn't a code name, it's the name of the person.
Yeah.
And they're given temporary agent names, and at the end you're like, your name is James Bond.
Maybe. I mean, we can nitpick this all day, and we will. There's your first nitpick.
No, it wasn't a nitpick. I think this is a really good idea,
right?
actually. Yeah.
I think getting the 2 losing actors involved might be intriguing to them because they would effectively get the chance to basically be Bond but not be stuck in a long contract.
Yeah.
And as an audience member, I'd like the idea of going in and trying to predict who gets the job in the same way as predicting the killer in a Knives Out style mystery.
And what do you think? They film 3 endings.
They film 3 endings.
And they show them all.
Yes. Right? And they don't tell the actor either.
No.
And at the end, and when the movie's finally released, they're all in the cinema, and one of them's like, "Oh no, I've got to be James Bond for 10 years. Everybody's already writing hit pieces about how I'm bad at it." This is awful.
I guess you do run the risk of that where you make the movie and you pick the one the audience
doesn't like. Right.
But I think that would be.
But then again, what you could do is you could have the one who is becomes 007 killed in the next movie and replace him with a second guy.
Yeah, just be like yeah,
unless you kill the other two guys.
Yeah,
yeah,
kill them all.
But then you bring him back with a cloning machine.
Oh my god,
perfect solution.
A James Bond cloning machine.
Yes,
yeah, just put one of those in the movie.
That's right.
We've done it, haven't we, Mason?
We've done another great podcast. You're welcome. The internet.
That's right.
You dogs.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's right.
Come on, man. They're all right.
Yeah, they're all right. Yeah, I actually like dogs. Where's Ollie?
Oh, Ollie's at my parents' because I was camping. I couldn't bring her camping.
I understand.
So I haven't picked her up yet because I just got back and I've been doing this podcast with you.
So true, isn't it?
Do you remember?
Yeah. I think it's all worth it.
To have the dog
away.
Not here.
Yeah, to do this great podcast. I think everybody will appreciate it.
I agree. Yeah. All right. Let's go.
Let's wrap the whole thing up. Folks, thank you so much for listening. We absolutely appreciate it. What do we do next week? What do we do next week?
Spooky stuff, maybe.
Is there another? I think there might be another movie coming out.
Oh, if there's another movie, I'll
watch that movie. What we could do Venom 3 again.
Venom 3? There's a third Venom movie?
Yeah, that's...
Oh, the Gladiator? No, fuck, that would have been great.
Soon, though. That's soon.
I want to see Gladiator. Talking about Gladiator this week for Caravan of Garbage.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Damn, Gladiator's a good movie.
Folks, thank you so much for listening. We absolutely appreciate it. Thank you for telling your friends about the podcast because that is how we get new listeners. Oh, thanks to everybody who popped in. I went to see Zach, Donna, and Alexi's play. They were doing the trial of this play where they are, for part of it, they play Australian movie reviewing legends Margaret and David from At the Movies.
Hell yeah.
And it's a story about their fight against censorship in the early 2000s. It's a lot of fun, good fun. But I met some listeners there. Who popped in to see it.
They say hello to me? They said, where's James?
They didn't say any of that.
They said, where's James?
No, they didn't.
He's our favourite. Where is he?
No, nobody said any of that.
The movie Here is out.
Oh, yeah.
Single room.
I've heard that's bad.
Interesting.
But anyway, thanks to everybody who popped in and said hi. They are doing that. Those were trial shows. They are doing it, I think, next year for all the various Australian festivals. So if you want to see it at the Melbourne Comedy Festival, the Sydney Comedy Festival, or probably even the Adelaide Fringe Festival. Wow. I don't know.
Well, they're two cool dudes.
They are two cool dudes.
Like that.
Anyway, tell your friends.
Yep.
But also subscribe and leave a 5-star review wherever you can. It's probably pretty easy. You can do it in app. And if you do so, James will find it and he'll read it out.
You can even do it if you're this person, Buried Alien.
Well, don't do it again.
Well, presumably if they were the alien, they've got some kind of extraterrestrial cell phone. So even if you are buried, your phone will still work.
Shut up.
Because they've left this
Shut
review,
up.
and it's got 5 stars, Mason.
Just shut up.
And he says, or she, or them, or they says, I think y'all might be loud. I've been listening to this podcast for years. My wife has always referred to y'all as the Australian guys that scream everything. I've never paid her compliments much. You should pay her compliments.
I think so too.
I never paid her complaints much mind.
Happy wife, happy life. You know what I mean?
I agree. Yeah. Until the air went out of my Honda. I live in Georgia, where where the real feel is August with 113 degrees. So I basically have to drive everywhere with my windows down. I was surprised to learn that while driving full speed to work with the windows down, the only podcast that I could still understand over the wind were in fact James and Mason.
That's us.
We're
windproof.
That's right. If you're looking for a podcast louder than the...
We're like a North Face jacket, James. We're windproof.
Windproof. You could wear that to Everest.
That's right.
If you're looking for a podcast louder than the interstate wind, this is the one for you. Mm-hmm. This one's from Jack the Great, who says, podcast... These two guys are a little too chipper and upbeat for my taste. Why haven't the weight of God's cruel jokes crushed their spirits into fine dust like the rest of us?
That's a great question.
Just absurd.
It's probably the money.
Good guys, though. Yeah, 5 out of 5 stars. Thank you so much. Yeah, don't worry. We're plenty crushed. We just don't bring it to this.
That's right.
We walk around with our shoulders slumped, though, in real life.
Exactly. We take it out on our loved ones.
That's right. It's perfect. It's the perfect scenario.
The perfect system. That's exactly right. Folks, if you want to get into contact with us, you can go to weeklyplanetpod@gmail.com.
Yeah, man.
Or you can go to the Planet Broadcasting Great Mates Facebook group or the Weekly Planet Podcast subreddit and Discord for fun civil chats about podcasts and pop culture. Thank you to Fidel and Surabi and Maisie for moderating over at those forums and also doing our TikTok channel and our Weekly Planet Clips channel.
We've got a whole lot of dances coming out, don't we, on there?
Yeah, we did so many dances.
So many dances.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. That's right. Mostly dabs.
Yeah, Mason was dabbing.
That's right. I wasn't. If you want to follow some people on the socials, you can follow our friend Rob Collins. He's at Raw Collins on Twitter. He's at The Weekly Planet on Twitter. He'll keep you updated on all things The Weekly Planet.
He loves it.
That's right. Oh, that reminds me. If you follow the Weekly Planet, you'll probably see someone, I don't have it here, but I'm going to look it up. Somebody made a little video.
Oh my God, you're talking
of
about that Bitcoin thing?
Yeah, we did a little.
Incredible.
We did a
Where is
stupid
that?
little riff. We did a stupid little riff on.
And someone immediately made it into the best thing ever.
Yeah, we made a stupid little riff about meme coins. And
Yeah.
just go to @the Weekly Planet on Twitter, and it's,
Oh
and
my
it's right
God.
there. As Sam Harris made it, a little animated spot for us selling a definitely real coin that brings you into the Weekly Planet family. Anyway, you can follow me on Twitter at Wikipedia Brown and on Instagram, Nick Maso. James is Mr. Sunday Movies everywhere. If you want to support the show, you go to patreon.com/Mr. Sunday Movies. Chuck in a buck.
Give us
On
a
amount you
dollar.
would not miss. But if you're a real Richie Rich type,
I am.
that's right. You can go to bigsandwich.co, sign up for $9 per month. Bonus podcast, movie commentaries, early videos, video game let's plays, and so much more.
Some recent things that we did. Of course, that Resident Evil video's up right now. That Deadpool and Wolverine movie commentary from last week. We looked at Secret Wars recently.
That's right.
I got a bunch of cool stuff coming up too, including
Cool
a Venom
stuff.
comic we're going to talk about.
That's right.
In a couple of weeks.
Yeah. The Venom comic that a lot of the Venom movies took inspiration from.
Barely.
I mean, barely.
Yeah.
Codex.
Codex. Long white hair.
Canal.
Canal. Different swords, but briefly.
That's right.
Yeah. Great stuff.
Good. It is very good stuff. Thank you to the Brute and the Basilisk and Rackham for all our musical themes. Get a t-shirt at tpublic.com.
It's free.
Search for the Weekly Planet. Get the one that says I'm stupid. It's
free.
And then 2 arrows, and then the Weekly Planet.
It's free.
What do you mean?
To look.
It is free to look. That's so true, isn't it? And that's it. Next week, a different thing.
Yeah.
Zemeckis?
Maybe.
Don't mind it.
Do you want to check it out?
I bet it's not good.
Yeah, all right.
Everybody's been saying it's bad.
Okay, then. Well, if it's not good.
I bet somebody's said nightmarish because it's got that vibe, doesn't it?
God, I'm not 25% Rotten Tomatoes. We haven't looked at a Zemeckis movie
Since we
ever.
Yeah, but we did a commentary for the Polar Express.
We did too.
Awful, upsetting. Ugh. Why does he do that?
You did.
Why does he do it?
Why does it? This was real time de-aging as well, wasn't it, or something? God, just make Back to the Future again.
Robert Zemeckis' new film here is quite simply beautiful.
Oh, you know what he directed? You liked this one. He directed the Pinocchio reboot.
No, I didn't. I saw that, and you didn't see that because you tricked me.
Do you want to watch it again in preparation for this?
Maybe. Oh, it's based on a graphic novel. Did you know that? Or a comic book or something. Courtney Howard on Twitter says, this adaptation stinks. So.
That's good.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm interested to know how they do it.
All right.
How do you even pull off something like this? You don't.
You don't. You put guys in a room.
What's the budget on this?
Too much.
Let me check. 50 million. Is that true? I don't know. All right. Thanks, everyone.
Grab that gem, you guys. We'll see you next week.
Goodbye.
Bye.